From Omar Courts to Gene Simmons, the Beach Boys, Fitz and the Tantrums, The Fray, Trace Atkins, and Boys to Men, it's an all-star lineup you won't want to miss. Best of all, concerts are totally free with park admission. Plus, with an annual pass, enjoy unlimited visits, over $3,500 in bonus benefits, free parking, and access to over 30 live concerts, all included. Visit SeaWorldOrlando.com to see the full lineup and get your pass today.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. Thanks to recent Federal Reserve rate cuts, interest rates are coming down, as low as 0% APR on select new Kias. If you've been thinking about a new Kia, this is your moment. Greenway Kia offers financing options designed to work with today's lower rates, even if your credit isn't perfect. Shop one of the area's largest Kia inventories online at greenwaykias.com. We make the deals other dealers won't. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see it in a Greenway Kia.
With approved credit, offer expires 3/5/26.
Hey, Russ Rollins here from the Monsters. You know, it's March, and that means, well, it's going to be a warmer weather and allergy season for a lot of folks. So if you're dusting nonstop and sneezing all the time, you don't know what's going on, maybe you need to clean your air ducts. That could be the problem. Every time your AC kicks on, it's blowing some dust in your house. Get that debris all cleaned up with Zerorez. OrlandoZerorez.com. They can do it for you. You mention me, you'll get $100 off. It's 407-232-9188, or book online at OrlandoZerorez.com. Spelled forwards or backwards, Zerorez. It's the right way to clean.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today. 407-213-0000. That's 407-213-0000.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenics Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text EDGE to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenics Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenics Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text EDGE to 321-321. That's EDGE to 321-321. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZzzQuil Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZzzQuil Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
What's your case worth? Injury.com by Morgan & Morgan.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Someone's going to get offended.
It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Monday, March 2nd, 2026. Lots to get to today. From Iran war revenge attacks to the internet melts down over Jim Carrey's new face, and Apple announces new products and offers a weird apology, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
Hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Monday?
Good. Pretty good. How are you?
Good.
Good weekend, everyone.
A lot happening this weekend. A lot going down this weekend. So we have many things to go over. But glad to be back. A nice week ahead of us. And hopefully everything is well with all of you. We look forward to hearing from you and your dispatches and all that. Haven't heard from our friend Amy Caulfield in God knows how long.
Today's the day, though, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I think so. Yeah, so we will be talking with our friend Amy Caulfield in just a bit. But right now, as we always do, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to McDonald's, everybody. That's right. And like mega viral this weekend was this video of the CEO of McDonald's. What is going on with the CEO of Burger King being this weirdo pretending he's giving his phone number out and his latest campaign that was stupid, and the CEO of McDonald's is like weirder than Mark Zuckerberg. This is the levels of weird this guy is at. If you didn't see this, I bring it to you right now. The CEO of McDonald's had one job. All it was to sit down and eat a burger from his very own restaurant and pretend like he absolutely liked it. So here goes. Let's see how it went.
Chris K here with, you've heard about it. Here it is, the Big Arch. This is something that we have tested already in Portugal, Germany, Canada. I love this product. It is so good. I'm going to do a tasting right now. But
first of all, this guy is he's so stiff. He's so
like and subscribe below.
What do I call what he's wearing? He's got a collared shirt, but what's that?
Cardigan.
Is that a cardigan? Is that cardigan territory?
I feel like if we were to touch his arm, it's itchy already.
Yeah, this guy's wearing like a perfect little church cardigan over his little collared shirt.
Missionary, for
kind
sure.
of a Mr. Rogers thing going on almost.
A little bit.
Minus the personality?
Some Mr. Rogers vibes, but he's like a droid, this guy. All he has to do is pretend he likes the burger.
I eat this for my lunch, just so you know.
Do it.
Here we go. First, holy cow. God, that is a big burger. We've got a very unique kind of sesame poppy sort of bun on it.
Sorry, pause.
We've got
unique sesame bun.
It's a unique sesame bun. Yeah, it's a very unique
sesame poppy bun.
Okay.
I mean, it looks the same as the Big Mac bun, I think.
We're like 2 or 3 ingredients removed from that being an everything bun.
Yeah, this guy.
I see. Very unique.
This guy says this is very unique. He's blown away by it, so he's going to love it.
2 quarter-pound patties, a delicious Big Arch sauce, and, of course, some lettuce. So, there's so much going on with this. First of all, let's
tried this burger yet, but I've seen some of the buzz about it. First of all, it reminds me of the Arch Deluxe because of the name, but I think it's not anywhere near the Arch Deluxe. It sounds like they kind of were throwing elements from every burger they have into this thing.
He said it was 2 quarter-pounder patties, I think.
Yeah, like a double quarter-pounder with cheese.
Hear about that?
Yeah. But this one's called the Arch.
Big Arch.
And now he's holding the Big Arch like backwards in his hands, which is like this weird way to even, like an alien would hold a burger this way. But just bite it and enjoy it, buddy. You're the CEO of McDonald's.
To get this thing, I don't even know how to attack it. Got so much to it. Oh, there's also some crispy onions on here as well. I see those kind of coming out. All right, the moment
Big bite.
of truth. That is so good.
Buddy, you took a bite.
Hot on the wire.
The size of a GD grasshopper, okay?
And we quote you on that, sir. That is so good.
He goes in big. And I don't know if if he hates these. The CEO of McDonald's might hate these burgers. Or maybe he's like, I have to take a small bite because it'll make the burger look so big.
It's making it look like you didn't take a bite.
There's like nothing out of it.
So, I have some experience with this as of late.
Oh yeah.
Because when the baby is eating dinner, and sometimes he's watching more cartoons than he's doing eating, so I have to pause him and be like, I need to see some bites,
sir,
if you want Paw Patrol to come back,
like,
or else
Jackson, get to biting, buddy.
These dogs are going to the pound if you don't start eating your chicky nuggies. Or whatever, and so he'll say like, I'll take a bite, and then he takes the smallest bite possible.
It's like this guy,
and then he opens his mouth and points and goes,
"It's in there, cheeseburger,
smart kid,
Paw Patrol." Yeah,
this guy is taking Jackson-sized bites right now.
Yeah,
somebody said
it looks like he's still holding the whole burger.
Yeah, there's nothing gone. He's the CEO of McDonald's. Take a bite, man.
That's a big bite for a big arch.
No, it's not.
Distinctively McDonald's. Only McDonald's could do this type of burger, but it also is unlike anything else on our menu. It's a delicious product.
What a nerd, man.
Got sort of the cheeses and the gooiness.
He also hasn't swallowed
but those
it yet.
crispy onions as well gives a nice texture. And, of course, we've got the pickles. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my lunch.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know what this guy? He's going to take this burger, and he's going to take that big arch and slam it against the wall and go get like a filet mignon or whatever people who wear these sort of sweaters get for food.
Gonna spit out that food that is in his mouth still. You can hear he's going, and I'm gonna finish, and I could tell it's in the corner of his mouth like a chipmunk, ready to be spit into the trash alongside the entire meal.
Oh, weirdo! Like, take a bite. You're the CEO, buddy. Like, it would. You know what they should get for McDonald's? The biggest, fattest, most American son of a bitch you could find. Just get a big fatty who actually would be sitting down excited to eat this burger. He would take a bite of this burger that was so big, it was like a cartoon bite. Like, you wouldn't believe that the human took a bite that big. You can't have these weirdos representing your food company. They're selling food. This is a skinny, weird, uptight guy selling a burger that he doesn't appear to enjoy, and I don't know that it's going to work.
After this went viral over the weekend, there are a lot of people that have sworn off McDonald's because of this video. Like, it makes them not want to go back.
I don't think that I'm that easily triggered by a video that I'm just watch this and swear off McDonald's. Sorry.
I thought Sabrina was going to say that people are going to McDonald's and taking the smallest bites that they can, and like throw like a little video, you know.
That's fine.
That I could see happening, but isn't currently. As the world was on fire and Iran was getting blown up and revenge attacks were occurring across the United States, this guy was going viral for barely being able to eat one of his own burgers. Tanya on YouTube says he gives creeper vibes. He's a strange guy. I don't know what to make of this McDonald's CEO, Chris Kempczynski. And Chris, I know this. I'll just throw this out there, pal. If somebody paid me $16 million a year to be the CEO of McDonald's, I'd do better by the burger than that. That's what I would do. I would make love to that burger for $16 million a year. And I think you folks would too, but let me know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. The world's on fire. How about yours?
Man, you beat me to it.
I had to make a move. The war in Iran has started. I thought there was some sort of negotiation going on, but we've gone past that. The negotiation process has ended, and now we're at the find out phase of things. And very quickly this weekend, bombs are dropping on Iran. And they got the main dude. They got the main dude. They got him. John McCain would be losing his mind. If he was still with us, he would be losing his mind. But he is not here. And neither is the supreme leader of Iran. Believe it or not, that doesn't mean he comes with sour cream and tomatoes. This is like the top guy in all of Iran.
What a joke.
That's right.
What a joke.
Viral mega tweet of the weekend.
Jeez.
the supreme leader, Ayatollah
Was that an
Khomeini.
actual tweet that you did? Or
No, it wasn't mega viral this weekend.
Oh.
I've seen it before, I think. But the supreme leader, literally, Iran is like what people have fever dreams the United States is, where people think there's like Handmaid's Tale going on. And like that's literally Iran. They got a guy named the supreme leader who's been in charge for 35 years or something. And, zap. So restart the game. He's gone. He's done. He's out of there.
He's dead.
He's as dead as a dog.
A beautiful dog.
And there's so many different things and angles to cover here, including these like revenge attacks that I've seen, including the one in Austin that we'll go over at some point. This is allegedly people in the capital of Iran cheering after hearing that Khomeini died. Let's see. I mean, I hear noises, but
it sounds like
gunfire.
I hear like some sort of popping. There's so many noises though. There's sirens. Here's another one. Oh, that's celebrating. Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of videos of these people across the city. So weird. In the dead of night, people just open their windows. They're like, he's dead! It was like, damn. You guys didn't like that dude, huh? That old guy. More people cheering. Whistling. Out of their buildings in the capital of Iran. And a lot, as I said, a lot to go over here. But one thing that I saw that was nuts that I wanted to share with everybody was Iran retaliated kind of like, I pictured, you guys have been on the ride at Universal Studios, Men in Black. You've been on that. And you know when you're waiting in line and there's the alien with all the arms in front of the board of buttons? And
the twins.
Yeah, the two aliens are next to each other, and they have like all these arms, and there's buttons in front of all of them, and they're kind of moving around. That's how Iran responded to these attacks from the United States and Israel, and they just hit all the buttons and started shooting whatever they could. And one of the videos that I saw was so crazy. This was in Bahrain, a neighboring country, and these people are in their building just kind of hanging out. They're looking at what's going on in the world. And an Iranian drone flies into kamikaze style into their building. And I'm like, what is even going on right now? An Iranian drone. Here, I'll play it for you so you can hear what happened here. Here they are. See it? This here, for those of you watching, you can watch the show on YouTube and Twitch. This is the drone. And when I say drone, I don't mean a drone like Sea Lane flies. I don't mean a DJI drone. These things are the size of airplanes. They're very large drones. They don't usually have anybody on board, but they're very large drones. And it's flying toward this building in Bahrain. This is an Iranian drone. There it goes. There you go.
Jeez.
God.
That's the building with people in it. And the people were in this.
Looks a little familiar.
Yeah, it looks a little 9/11-y, doesn't it? Yeah.
Slightly 9/11-y.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Iran just was like with tentacles hitting all the buttons, firing at anything they possibly could, and just shooting at random things. They tried to for a while. I was like, are they gonna? They were trying to take down the Burj Khalifa.
Oh,
which I believe
Dubai,
is still
right?
the biggest, tallest building in the world, right?
I think so. Yeah. The tallest building. You know that one that when you see the desert and you see the building just endlessly coming out of the ground in the middle of the desert in Dubai. I think some people have climbed it famously. Maybe even Tom Cruise was on the top of it. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This building. And there was, I guess, some stuff, missiles and whatnot coming for that building. I'm like, are they going to blow up the biggest building in the world right now?
They did another giant hotel, right, in Dubai? One that looks like a tree or something?
Yeah, I believe it's... Okay, Celine, look this up. I think it's like the only 6-star hotel in the world or something crazy like that.
I think it just went down a star.
might have been degraded. They hit like one of the world's most famous resorts and blew up some of the building. And it's just been crazy. We've lost, I think, 4 or 5 U.S. soldiers as they've tried to attack all these neighboring countries because they basically just shot at everybody else around them. And then watching this all unfold has been wild. And we'll talk about the revenge stuff in a moment. But I guess this was after they found out their supreme leader. So weird that some of you guys have leaders like this. You have a supreme leader or like a royal family. Everything has gone wrong. Everything has gone sideways. This was the news, I guess, in Iran, Press TV, announcing that the Ayatollah had died. And the dude started crying. Like the probably forced at gunpoint to cry. The guy started crying, announcing the news.
The devils of the world
or the lady.
Celebrate. And everybody, they have managed to brainwash. But this is not over. Trump is going to pay a price paid by no American president at all time, paid by no Zionist of all time.
This is their news.
By no criminal
like the anchor?
of all time.
Yeah.
Or a translator.
Because
This is Press TV, so it's English.
revenge is coming soon, and revenge is coming after Trump, after
Whoa.
everybody who facilitated this assassination. He will pay the ultimate price.
Okay.
This is weird. Wait. So she's showing footage and talking as herself, or is this
Yeah.
what he's saying and she's bringing in the emotions?
No, homeboy's dead. They were showing the Ayatollah.
I'm just so thrown by that.
He's
passion.
dead. And when they got the news, she's like kind of talking across the line and crying about it. This is a crying anchor on Iranian state TV. Trump is going to pay a price paid by no American president of all time.
Whoa.
Revenge is coming, they said. So those are some of the things that were going down this weekend. And we got a lot of like weird twists and turns and updates and how expensive your gas is going to get and all kinds of things to talk about throughout the show today. So we will do that as we roll on a little bit. And I also want to talk about a lot of other things. Not about this. If this is something that you're not interested in, don't worry. We focus on everything viral, so we'll go all over the place today. We'll talk to our friend Amy Caulfield in less than an hour here on the show. See what's going on in her world. We'll also talk about everybody melted down this weekend because Jim Carrey popped back up. And Jim Carrey popped up, and it seems like he has a brand new face and a brand new voice. Like, he sounds completely different.
Brand new, maybe not, but different, yes.
They're very strange. And there's so many theories. Is he, like, working on a new movie role? Maybe he's going to come back out and do some, like, kind of big, deep movie role where he's going full method on it, or I don't know.
Or is he a clone?
Maybe he's a clone. I saw people thinking about that over the weekend. We'll see. We'll dive into the evidence. It was very bizarre. If you haven't heard him, wait till you hear the new voice of Jim Carrey and all the theories behind it. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Morning traffic's cleared up on most of the major roadways and bridges, and you won't be running into any accidents tying you up or slowing you down. On I-4, however, there's still some slowdowns in some familiar areas eastbound before World Drive. There's slowdowns between...
Hello! Samuel Jackson, wake up!
Some people just know you can save money
Here we
on
go.
car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate.
Oh, weird. That timer's not supposed to be there.
Good hands with Allstate. Birthday 2026 is coming soon, and if you want to head there in style.
That timer's not supposed to be there. I'll get that removed. All right? The other stuff is supposed to be featured there. But let me work out some kinks because the timer is not supposed to be on there. Hang on, I think I can get rid of that right now. Stand by. Got it. How are we doing, everybody? Hello, YouTube. Hello, Twitch. Can you guys see the new studio screen? Now I can see your chat messages with ease, coming in real time. MFQ says, Sean, have you noticed how garbage Twitter is now? I was getting news updates, and now it's mostly memes. The problem with X, a.k.a. Twitter, is not even just that it's broken in many ways. It's just that it's such a slew of lies and misinformation. That was on display this weekend. Like, it's really hard to find out what's true on a platform like that. It's still useful in ways, but it's really hard to find out what's true. Don't ever look at Twitter or X and assume everything is true. It's usually not. Hi, Tanya. Hey, Snoop Frog. Hey, Jason. Hey, everybody. Welcome into the studio. As you can see, we now have the Top Secret Shows gifters. We have a Hall of Fame frame that shows up during the breaks. And this is one of my favorite parts, from the News Junkie Discord, I took some of my favorite animated GIFs from the show and tossed them in there for a little flair during the breaks. A little flair. 90 seconds and we're back live. Vicious says, everything on the internet is true, right? Who would just lie like that to us? One of the bad ideas was Twitter monetizing things, and then people could just put out a bunch of nonsense that would make everybody angry and then make money off of it sometimes. That was a bad precedent to set. Also, I don't know if you could pick up on this yet, but I did increase the volume of Skull Mike. I don't know if it sounds better or louder, but I did increase the volume of Skull Mike. Let me know if that's going okay. Hang on. Ooh. Better. Okay, we're coming back, everybody. Here we go.
And talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
I'm Anna Navarro, and on my new podcast, Bleep with Anna Navarro, I'm talking to the people closest to the biggest issues happening in your community and around the world. This week, I'm joined by investigative journalist Julie K. Brown.
The Justice Department, through, I think we counted 4 presidential administrations, failed these victims.
Listen to Bleep with Anna Navarro on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Bleep with Anna Navarro and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
High diving face first into the world's most viral newsroom. This is
God, you look great. We got so much to talk about. Welcome into the world's most viral newsroom. Join us with your comments. Email the show, tips, at thenewsjunkie.com, or send a dispatch over on the website. Another thing that went viral this weekend we should address here quickly was Jim Carrey at some award show. Was he at the...
Not SAG.
Caesar Film Awards, I guess it was.
It's too many award shows. If that's
yeah,
a
there's
thing.
a lot. I didn't know this
one. It was in France.
Yeah, it was in France, and maybe that's what made him talk different. He's surrounded by French people, and he wanted to sound a little different. But Jim Carrey popped up, and everybody reacted the same way. Everybody was like, "Hey, what the hell is going on with this? Why is Jim Carrey?" He looks different. His face is different. Why does his voice sound different? What the hell's going on? And that was something that popped up in my feed so many times Now, I don't know if maybe this is one of those tough things where Jim Carrey is just getting a little older and people are like, where's the guy from Ace Ventura? And you're like, okay, you know, people age. Men, women, they age. Let people age. It's okay.
He's 64. He can't have the spiky hair as much, you know.
Yeah. He can't be talking with his butt cheeks any longer.
Why not?
He's a grown man.
He's earned
Excuse me.
You've got to, at some point, get past that.
Can I ask you a couple of questions?
Right around his eyeballs looked very, very different, and his face and his smiles looked different. And also, his voice sounded different. Like, I want you to think about what Jim Carrey sounds like in your head right now as you're listening to the show. TDG says.
Righty then.
There, exactly. Yeah, on cue. TDG on YouTube says the lizard people got him and he talked about it. Yeah, I mean, it might be what's happening here, but picture him just like Sabrina and C-Lane did. In your head, listen to what you think Jim Carrey's voice sounds like. And then this is what he sounded like at this award show where he showed up with a new face.
You know, I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy. But, you know, it's, then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there receiving their awards. And I was like, I'm dead. But
is there like a weird hush he's doing? Maybe that you're supposed to be quiet?
I'm so distracted by his face that I'm having a hard time hearing that voice. A little bit I can hear Jim Carrey if you close your eyes, but then you look, and I don't recognize that dude.
His face looks different.
His eyes are lighter, man.
Yeah, something is a little different on him. And somebody says, looks like plastic surgery to me. I mean, people get this stuff done all the time. So if you did plastic surgery, like whatever.
Or Botox.
It's just... I thought, and maybe my theories on this are dopey, but when I saw him, I go, maybe he's doing a big comeback and he's got some new character that he's going to be doing in a movie. And then this is part of his rollout of the character. He's like a whispery guy who's kind of like this soft-spoken Joker type character.
I made mistakes, and I was like a novice.
Mistake.
But I felt a lot of love, and I felt a lot of appreciation that I tried, and what I said was true, and I really wanted to recognize my family. I wanted to recognize my dad.
You see how quiet he is? There's something. His delivery is strange, and maybe it's just like this is a quiet place, and he's saying, this is the right thing for me to do now. I don't want to raise my voice too much. Maybe that's it. I literally don't know. But there were a lot of people transfixed by these clips of Jim Carrey this weekend. Somebody says it doesn't sound like him. I don't think it does. I think he sounds very different. He's got 4 or 5 mics shoved in his face. He's at this award show and he's like, who the hell's this guy?
My dad was the type of person that if you met him for 5 minutes, you felt like you knew him for 50 years.
There he is, Jim Carrey. Mm-hmm. 16 million views on one copy of that video. 16 million views of people saying, what in the hell is going on right there?
I mean, I could offer some audio to put things into perspective. Mm-hmm. Jim Carrey
before?
Jim Carrey could just talk differently than he used to, you know? People's voices evolve.
I guess prostitution at truck stops. Mm-hmm. And lot lizard is what they call a whore at a truck stop.
Whore.
Say running around the lot like a lizard.
That guy sounds exactly the same as me. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know that there's higher pitch Sean available in the system.
Okay, what's more different, that or the Jim Carrey new voice? My voice here, you hear me talking right now. This is just me talking into a microphone. I'm blabbing. I'm talking in the old me.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Old you. All right, let's get a different one because.
You're grabbing another clip?
Sabrina seemed to think that wasn't early enough.
Sorry.
Okay.
No, right. I'm looking here. These are 2013. That's like, oh my God, too much. I really screwed up now. Like, oh my God, that's just me talking. All right, we need you.
So it gets dark and then light, and so it's like her moving up, them hugging, she's wiping tears, and it's kind of like a strobe effect too.
I think pranks are.
We all sounded different
Is it possible
13 years ago.
That we had an old studio back then. Were they pumping helium into Sean in my room? And we didn't
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's very odd. I have heard that your voice changes over the years. I have heard that, these things will happen.
I'm a vampire.
I don't know why my voice sounds different, but I agree that it does. Sabrina's does too. Sealand just kind of sounds the same for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. But does my face look different? I guess Jim Carrey still looks good, though. He still looks good. I'm not saying he's ugly. I'm not saying he's falling apart. I'm just saying he looks like a different guy. He looks like a different human being.
He's in a long hair phase.
Yeah, he is. He
okay,
does.
what about the cheeks and the nose and the different color eyes?
It's like right there.
He's in the long
in
hair,
the
different
eyes.
color eyes, cheeks face.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of guys are scared of when you get old and the guys get the bags underneath your eyes. Get very, very scared of that happening to you. Other than Sealand, I don't think he's worried about it. I get worried about it.
I've had the bags. I mean,
let me see. You don't look baggy to me.
Let's see.
You look like Sealand. You sound like Sealand. You look like Sealand. Yeah, I mean,
maybe you're the alien clone.
I bet there's some long nights with Jackson where you wake up and all of a sudden the next morning you're like, oh God, this is a rough version of me right now.
Sometimes.
Tough times. We're going to get to your feedback, your dispatches, but Jim Carrey's reps are denying all the conspiracies out there that he was wearing a disguise. There was another viral clip of people. Somebody said they were a makeup artist, and they said the whole thing was fake. Here's the mask that I use.
Oh,
Jim Carrey's people said no. They said his visit was planned since this summer. He was touched by the invitation. He worked on his speech in French for months, asking about how to pronounce all these words. He came with his partner, his daughter, his grandson, and 12 close friends and family members, and his publicist. And he is the real Jim Carrey, they said. They said, despite what people think, I put it up on See It Now. Go check it out over on the newsjunkie.com. Vicky says, I even jumped at Sabrina's voice.
That was weird.
We sounded different back then.
I didn't realize my voice is so high.
What year was that, Sealand?
2013.
I think these guys were in Britain, where they call it a stag night, I think, or a stag party. Over here, we call it a bachelor party.
Crazy.
But they were throwing a bachelor party for their friend, and it seems to get more and more extreme as time goes by.
Okay, that's then. This is now. This is more and more extreme as time goes by.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I don't know what to tell you. Maybe what happens is this is when we become lizard people, as I clearly have become a lizard person.
Sean's a lizard.
They zap you up like the old-fashioned UFO arrives with the tractor beam. Pulls you up.
Probed.
And then when you get up there, they go, you think we're going to probe you, don't you? And I'm bent over. I'm like, yep, I'm ready
to go, boss.
I know what's happening. I've seen all the TV shows.
He's Ace Ventura just, talking with it. Like,
bring it in. Give it to me. And I've got the butt cheeks flapping. And I'm... Jesus Christ. How far into a Monday show are we? As I'm doing it, they go, no.
You got to wash all that out before Amy Caulfield gets here. You got to.
The lizard people don't care about probing you, Sean. It's only a voice thing. We got Jim Carrey. We got you. All the biggest stars are doing it. All of them out there. Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Another moment I wanted to bring to you, this one going viral over the weekend, 6.6 million views. In the basketball locker room, a player by the name of Austin Reeves of the LA Lakers, he was in the locker room doing an interview on Sportsnet. So Austin Reeves is doing an interview on Sportsnet, talking about the basketball game, and Luka Doncic, D-O-N-C-I-C. Luka Doncic. I know he's famous. All right? But Luka was in the locker room with Austin Reeves after this LA Lakers basketball game.
Luka Doncic.
That Luka Doncic is across the room as he's doing this interview, and he keeps like throwing his clothes at him as he's stripping down naked in the locker room behind them. And Austin Reeves of the Lakers almost said something. You tell me what he almost said.
Oh, here goes.
All right. Austin Reeves of the Lakers almost said something to Luka
Doncic.
Doncic? Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Here we go. Tell me what he almost said. Throwing stuff at him? Throwing stuff?
said he didn't get such a no. Yes, he said
you hit the brakes on that.
You're such a.
He said you're such a.
Oh.
You're such a. The allegations were that he was about to drop the F word for gays,
or
and
he
that
could have,
without
or
the L.
the F word,
the F word,
and
yeah,
said something like a-hole or you know.
Yeah. I thought when I heard it immediately, I was like, oh, we know this. We don't know sports, but I know what it sounds like to realize you're saying the F word and you're not allowed to say it because you'll lose the license for the radio stations you're on at the moment. You'll probably lose your job. Just pack it up, buddy. Grab the rope because it's over with. I think this was the F word.
What's going to happen when you lose your job?
Yeah. Might as well. What else do I have to do?
Oh, my God.
Might as well just wrap it up. Just get in the pod and hit the button. Here's what he said one more time. Is he saying the F word for gays or the actual F word? I think he was going to say you effing something.
You didn't get him anything for his birthday. I actually got you a present, you freaking idiot.
All right, he went to freaking that time, but here we go. He's getting hit with something? Twice.
He said he didn't get him anything. Such a no. Yes, he said you didn't get him anything for his birthday. I actually got you a present, you freaking idiot.
Yeah, I think he was going to drop the F word.
Freaking idiot.
You freaking idiot.
Went Napoleon Dynamite on us.
Come on, you freaking idiot.
Legitness.
It looks like Luka is one of those guys, and there's so many athletes like this that are fine with being in a locker room full of other men and just dropping it out, just getting completely naked. Take off your clothes, and he's like throwing his clothes at the other guy. I don't know where that comes from, but I never had that in my life.
Dude, like I've said before, there have been very few times that I've been in a locker room like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the later years of me taking karate, we did it at an actual gym. And there was a locker room, and there was like two dudes. I think they were father and son, too, which made it even weirder.
Weird.
There were two dudes that like would go to the locker room to change, and both of them would just walk around hanging dong. And I was pretty young.
I would never do that. Like if we were in a shower, if we were in a locker room together, Sealand, would you like if we got sweaty? Let's say we were playing sports ball of some type, and we both
sweaty.
We had gotten sweaty, and then we both had to go back into the office or something.
Oh yeah.
Would you get completely naked in the locker room? Would you go into?
Likely not. No,
I wouldn't either.
So
And
you
I
just
don't know
shower in jeans?
Like who are the people who do that? Would you do that in the women's locker room, Sabrina?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
Of the videos of women's locker rooms that I've seen,
Well,
yes,
we start with a
Okay.
pillow fight.
Let's clarify something here. We might as well take this. The trope is in the women's locker room, women are just topless, nonchalant, no big deal, whopping out the tees and flaunting them around.
Yeah, whopping out.
Accurate or not accurate in the locker room?
Yeah, I would say accurate depending
Really?
on what team is there. If you're going to perhaps a gym that you're a member of, I don't know if the whopping out of tees is as common versus like, okay, you're turned around. You're not going to go in a stall to change. You're kind of just taking the things off and on. Everyone respects themselves.
Yeah, I think women care less about being naked around other women than guys care about being naked around other guys. That's my theory. I don't know if that's true or not, but
that makes sense.
I don't want to be naked and like I'm not taking a shower with people watching. That seems really weird to me. Or you have mega confidence. I don't know. I don't know. If you're one of those people, let us know what goes through your system. Is that like a thing you learned at home? Is that like you grew up different? Tell us what's going on there. All right, quick break. When we come back, we've got huge news in the television world that we need to mention. Apple is dropping announcements today and apologies to their employees for the announcements. What's this all about? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by
Hello. You are not skinny dipping in my pool right now. Okay? Obi, you're not. I know you're not skinny dipping in my. Let me see if I can see past the Waffle House. Yeah, you're not.
How dumb do you think I... Well, don't answer that question. Hall of Fame frame is funny. I like it, right? It's cool. Now, I do want, if you are on Discord or have any great animated GIFs of the show, do reach out. Because I want to put a lot in there, so it's constantly updated. But they're fun, right? Where is it? Is it over here? Am I pointing at it? Hang on, if I'm on the screen. Right now, am I pointing at the frame? Girls can't hide our boobs like guys can hide their junk. We don't have any reason to hide in the locker room. Well, I guess it would just be like, if you were a woman who was like flat-chested or maybe like had really big breasts or like something that you felt made you stand out in some awkward way, I would think that would be a shared thing, kind of like guys not wanting to like everybody have their genitals out around each other. But I think women don't view their boobs like genitals. That's one way to say it. JD says, is it pronounced GIF like gift or GIF? Well, that's an age-long internet debate, but I say GIF. We got a couple minutes and we're back live. You guys are so... guys are a bunch of... Just hit the brakes on. Rachel says enough girls didn't like it, so a petition was made for her to stop. What? Some girl in your locker room? Ain't that a thing? People who pronounce it GIF cannot be trusted. That is kind of a line in the sand in the internet world, isn't it? All right, chat, let me know. Are you following along with what's happening in Iran? Are you following along with what's happening in Iran? Yes or no, chat? Yes or no? I want to see how many people are tuned in to what's going on in Iran right now. Basically, we blasted the hell out of them. We ripped the Taco Supreme and got him out of there. We also ripped, like, I think 40 members of the senior team in Iran who were possibly in line to replace the Ayatollah Khomeini. And then they responded by, on the map, just firing at every single Middle Eastern country around them. Just all of them. Kuwait, Bahrain, the UAE. They started just bombing everybody. Not yet. That's why we're here, Uncle Sean. Tell us what we need to know. Yes, I've been watching. Yes, watching war videos on Instagram is wild. It is. What a different time. I can tell you that when I was about, I don't know how old. When I was a young child, when the first Iraq war happened, I remember going into my parents' room and I looked up on the TV and there was a report and there was like missiles flying. Like real. It's like, whoa. This is a live war. It'll never get any different than this. It'll never get any more advanced than this. And now, something happens, and there's 8 million videos of it on every social media platform in 10 seconds. Crazy. Couple of minutes and we're back live. And that was the first time Sean pleasured himself to the news. You think you accidentally put fist in there, but you didn't. You didn't, did you? Oh, I love the studio screen. Dwayne says, my daughter just left that region, Jordan, 4 months ago. She said she still remembers hearing and seeing missiles being exchanged between Israel and Iran. I imagine. You know, you thought the risk in the United States was low, but maybe not. It seems pretty clear that the attack in Austin, where the guy went into a bar, shot and killed 2 people and injured at least a dozen. It seems like that guy was responding to the calls for jihad across the country and just wanted to kill some Americans because we killed their Ayatollah Supreme. Hard and soft. So you got this attack in Austin. 2 people dead at least. A dozen injured in the shooting. And only reason behind it seems to be the U.S. attacking Iran. And you've also got, there's been some attacks in Europe that have been a direct result of what's been going on. There was a traffic attack in the United States this weekend, but it turns out it was a road rage where a guy got into an accident, got out with his knife, and just started stabbing people, but it wasn't related to Iran. It was a road rage attack, allegedly. So there's a lot going on here, a lot of moving pieces. The Allah shirt thing was a plant. It literally says that's against their entire religion. I see the conspiracy theories already showing up. It's like, it's too on the nose. It's almost like he was trying to send a message. Right? The conspiracies are already popping up. Apparently they went back to his house and the guy had some photographs of the leadership of Iran, and he had an Iranian flag. You know, the timing adds up. But the idea that it was some sort of psyop is not something that I'm on board with. I think a crazy guy just did a crazy thing.
Please make a gift today.
Welcome to America.
CrossAmerica.org.
All right, here we go.
ProLifeForCrossAmerica.org.
This is the biggest night in podcasting.
The countdown is on to our 2026 iHeart Podcast Awards. Live from South by Southwest, March 16th, we'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year and celebrate the most innovative talent and creators in the industry.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. Explore the best selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals all in one easy app. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
If you want to buy or sell your home quickly, call Nick Lee. For a guaranteed cash offer, visit thenickleegroup.com.
Now back to the most viral newsroom on planet Earth. This
Monday. Here we are. We got a week ahead of us, but don't worry, we're going to have some fun. We're going to see it all go by. We're going to watch it happen on the greatest television show in American history, and that is just, it's The World. Watching The World and all things happening in it is what we do here on this show. Learn more over on the website, thenewsjunkie.com. There were a lot of weird moments over the weekend where it looked like people were responding to the United States and Israel bombing Iran by like attacking people in the United States. And one of them, it looks like that absolutely happened. One of them was a guy in Texas who went into an Austin, Texas bar, basically, and he was wearing a shirt that said property of Allah, and then he killed 2 people and wounded 14 on Sunday at this bar. And then police showed up and they shot and killed the gunman, who had a pistol and a rifle on him at a place called Buford's Backyard Beer Garden. And I know nothing about this place, but I guess it's been there for at least a little while.
Sounds fun.
It's on 6th Street in Austin, which if you're familiar with the area, 6th Street is sort of like the downtown in Austin. And this guy just shows up, pops off a shot outside, and walks into this Buford's Backyard Beer Garden. And apparently, as retaliation for the United States and Israel bombing Iran, this guy shoots up the place, kills a couple of people, wounds over a dozen. He drove past the bar several times before he shot through the window of his SUV at people on a patio and in front of the bar. Then he parked, got out with a rifle, and began shooting at people walking along the street before officers rushed to the intersection, confronted, and shot him. 3 of the injured were in critical condition as of yesterday. So we'll have to see what's going on with that now. The gunman was identified as this 53-year-old dude, Nadiaga Dianji. And Nadiaga Dianji, I think, is the guy's name. I'm doing my best, but I really don't care if I offend him. Let's see what we got here. This is the shooter. He was a guy from Senegal, born in Senegal, and was in Austin, Texas. Reportedly, back at his house had photos of the Iranian leadership and a flag and stuff. And then it's been conspiracy crazy because people are like, oh, this is such a plant. His hoodie says property of Allah right on it. Like, that must have been fake. This must have been a setup. I just think he wanted to send a message. I think he wanted to send a message, and that's what he did at this bar in Austin. And that wasn't even the only one. By the way, one thing before I get to one of the other things that happened, when first responders went to show up to the bar where this guy opened fire in Austin, Texas, there was a Waymo blocking the road.
Oh,
look at this. There's a Waymo in front of the emergency vehicles.
Just stopped like that?
Why is it like that?
I have no idea. It's like turning around or something and got stopped. And I don't know if the emergency lights confused these Waymos, but these automated vehicles, as the first responders showed up, there was a Waymo just like completely blocking the road.
I mean, at that point, ram it, right?
Yeah, I think at some point.
Haven't they yet?
Yeah, so there's emergency vehicles from like both sides. So I think the Waymo froze up and got confused, and it just completely blocked the road. Finally, slowly but surely, it moves out of the way as people are filming it. You know, right after all these shots were popped off in the middle of downtown Austin, Texas, and obviously people shocked by everything they were seeing out there, but. Then I see another story pop up in Virginia. All right, these folks are in Virginia, and they said a man, after a vehicle crash, got out of his car. Hold yourselves on this one. All right, brace yourself a little bit. Incoming in just a second. This guy, he crashes his car. He gets out of his car with a knife, and he attacks this woman and her dog.
No.
And he starts stabbing people after this crash that happened in Virginia. And the initial thought was like, oh, is this somebody else mad about the attack on Iran? And they're lashing out. They called for jihad. The Iranian government called for a jihad, and this is people stepping up and doing it. This was a road rage situation, actually. It turned out to be, it was like a Virginia state trooper who shot and killed the man. When he showed up on the scene. The guy stabbed 4 people and a dog on the Capitol Beltway in Northern Virginia in what they say was a road rage attack.
Not cool, bro.
The man confronted the trooper with a knife, and the trooper opened fire, according to Virginia police. The man was shot, rushed to the hospital, and died. It looks like that may not have been related. It may not have been related to the Austin thing, but absolutely bizarre nonetheless. And then there was a guy in Edinburgh, Scotland, who is in photographs after he sparked some lockdowns and stabbed some people and was just walking around with 2 big, I don't know if they're chef's knives or what. But
what a weekend, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And this guy is believed to actually have done this in a response to the Iranian situation. So it was wild. Bombs are flying, missiles are flying, people are reacting. And Iran just, honestly, in the middle of it, kind of seems like they were really caught off guard, or the biggest paper tiger in the world, because the United States is kind of mopping the floor with the Iranian leadership and the country. I think they may have air superiority over all of Iran in the next couple of days or something. So, like, this hasn't been, it seems like there's a lot of situations where these countries go, we're going to do whatever we want. We're not going to make any deals with you, America. And then they get Maduro and his wife in the middle of the night in their PJs with sleeping masks on and haul them back to the United States and throw them in prison. Or you don't make a deal about Iran not having nuclear weapons, and your whole leadership structure gets annihilated. And the guy who's been in charge as the supreme leader of your country gets goosed within the first 24 hours. And that's real life playing out in front of us. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll watch it. We'll see what happens, and we'll keep you updated along the way. It's a lot going on today. So I want to hear from you. All you have to do is send us a dispatch over on the website, thenewsjunkie.com. Let's see what we got here. Melanie emails the show. Melanie says, I saw a video on Instagram this morning saying that Jim Carrey was an impersonator. There's a guy who does elaborate impersonations and creates masks for them. The guy has done it with several celebrities, but the only other one I remember is Glenn Close. That video, Melanie, went mega viral. Not true. Fake news. It is not true. I think I actually have something for this, don't I? Or used to, or I don't know if I have it on the news software, but fake news alert. Yeah, that was not real. I had to go a long way for that. Another person, Kelly, says, that's his double. That's Jim Carrey's double. A lot of these guys look just like the actor. My friend Jimmy is Jack Black's stunt double and looks just like him. He even keeps the weight on. Most of the stunt guys I know don't look like the actor, though. It's obviously not the same person in the video circulating, and his name has already been revealed, says Kelly with authority. Kelly, I'm sorry. That is, again, fake news.
What, you think your friend's not really Jack Black's stunt double?
Well, that part might be true, but this was Jim Carrey. He just looked different. If you want to see what made that go mega viral, go look at the video of Jim Carrey. Listen to his voice and look at his face from his appearance this weekend that had people talking. That's on See It Now over on the website, thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. Quick break. When we come back, for the first time in, 3 weeks?
Yep.
I think 3 weeks. Our friend Amy Caulfield's going to join us on the show. Let's see what she got on her mind. See what she's talking about. See what stories are on her radar. We'll get the whole download with our friend Amy Caulfield. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Someday we'll all have a good laugh at how we'd lose an hour of sleep for no other reason.
Hello. Look behind the scenes. Question for you, chat.
Is the room on?
Yes, it is. Question for you, chat. How is the stream so far today? How is the stream, YouTube and Twitch? Everything good? Stream good quality, not glitching today? Let us know how it's going. Good? Looks great. Good so far? Well, that's good. Good news on a Monday. Bootsy says, Sean, did you see the video of Kelly Osbourne this weekend? I did, and I have a theory on this, but it's not nice, and I feel like I don't know if it's proper to say it. But I'm going to. Okay? People keep going nuts. And they keep pointing out these videos and photos of Kelly Osbourne and her mother, Sharon Osbourne. And the overwhelming narrative is basically like, they need help, they're sick, they look sickly, they're too thin. My theory on this is, sometimes people freak out when a person does all of the stuff that they can. They lose weight, they get work done, but they're just ugly, and I think it throws people off. When ugly people looks max, when ugly people lose all the weight, they get all the stuff done, they get prosthesis put in, they get everything done to max them out, to fully looks max them. When ugly people do that and they still look ugly, I think it freaks people out. People are like, oh my God, what's wrong with this person? Because they were supposed to look beautiful when they got all that stuff done, when they got all that work done. But they don't, and I don't think people know how to handle it. So I think, I hate to say it, but Kelly Osbourne and her mom are just kind of ugly. Me too. You know what I mean? Like, same. I think that's what's happening. Wow, Sean, they aren't ugly? I mean, I think that they're just more regular, is what you could probably say if you wanted to be nicer. It's like regular people getting all the work done, and then they just look gaunt and sort of sucked in, like they've had that buckle surgery. 90 seconds and we're coming back. She looked great for a while, but took it too far because, like most normal people, Okay? Normal people, even ugly people, you actually look good with a couple extra pounds on you. A little bit of fat in your face to give you some youthfulness. A little bit extra on your bones. It makes you look more healthy when you're not like a Swedish model-looking person. I think that's what does it. Hello?
Hey.
Hi.
Sorry.
What do you think about Kelly Osbourne?
I don't have any comments.
You don't have any what?
I don't have any comments.
You don't have any comments?
No.
Okay.
I think personally.
No, you don't. She was about to say something controversial. I shut it down.
I think she shouldn't blame it on grief. I think she should just say it's none of your business.
That's what the best idea is to be like, mind your own business.
Yeah.
Stop talking about my looks, you know? Like,
Yeah, like.
see you later.
Hey,
You get a life.
You get a life.
You get a life. I gotta go.
Gotta go.
Gotta go by. Gotta go by. All right, here we go.
For sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS FM, HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station guaranteed human. On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock. This is
Over and over and over, hang out with the three best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. Come watch the show, as always, over on YouTube or twitch.tv/The News Junkie. It's Monday and it's time. Let's welcome our friend, Amy Caulfield from Fox 35.
Guys,
There she is.
happy Monday.
Hey, Amy, how are you?
Good. I missed you too.
It's been a while.
Wait, gee, nothing's happened since the last time we guys talked.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's so slow.
Wild world out there with everything happening this week. You know, I was talking to somebody earlier, and I don't know if you have any similar experience to this, Amy, but I remember being a little kid, maybe 12 or something, maybe younger than that. I don't remember exactly what age. But when the first
I believe Amy also was a little kid. Yes, she had a similar experience.
When the first Iraq war happened, I remember going into my parents' room and they had the TV on and there was a reporter live in Iraq, like as bombs and missiles are going off and stuff. Yeah. And you could kind of watch it and I go, wow, this is weird. This is unbelievable. We're watching a war live. And now in 2026, with everybody with a cell phone, even in a country where they keep shutting off the internet so their people can't get access to it, in times like these when they're mowing them down and killing protesters and stuff, even with all that going on, we still get like videos and photos from like every angle of all of this stuff happening. And then you just wake up and you just like a deluge of all of the war that happened that day. It's kind of crazy to see. And I think nobody kind of knows what's going on next. But is this something that even, you know, for you, when you wake up and you're like, we're going to do Good Day Orlando, we're going to focus on the audience. How do you decide, like, how much do we focus on something like Iran? How do we make it relatable to the people who are way over here so far away from it?
Well, as you guys know, there were a lot of demonstrators downtown Orlando this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
People who, you know, escaped the Shah back in the 1970s, whose families, you know, experienced what it was like to live under the oppression and managed to get out before the regime change back then. And you know, we had a guy on this morning and just talking about the history of that. I mean, I grew up with friends who escaped the Shah in Iran, people who live here now and are, you know, ecstatic to see what is happening because they feel like this is a shot at freedom, you know, potentially. It's very similar to what we saw when Maduro was kicked out of office in Venezuela, and we saw a celebration. And you know, but have we seen any major change in Venezuela? Not yet.
Really, no.
Will we see major change in Iran? I mean, I think that's the big question. So, so we'll see what happens. I mean, I think it's one of those things where there's always a local angle, Sean, always. And we have so many, as you saw in downtown Orlando this weekend, so many people of Iranian heritage who are right now many of them just trying to intake what's happening. We interviewed a couple who didn't want their faces shown on camera because they are still to this day concerned that somebody from Iran, from the government might come and do something to them, even though they live here in Florida.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah, I mean, there's some clips famous from 90 Day Fiance where the guy comes over from Iran and they're on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, and he's like, this is unbelievable. There's like sex shops and there's like, the guy's like blown away by what's happening because it's such a culture shock to him. And we're seeing all this
Bourbon Street can be a pretty big culture shock for a lot of people.
Point for anyone.
Even the Bible Belters their world would be rocked a little bit, I think. But
Bourbon Street could be a culture shock for Americans.
Yeah. So the thing that I think is interesting about all this is, as you see with Venezuela, at least so far, and as you're seeing now with Iran, there's something different going on here. It used to be, Amy, that when we saw that American jets were bombing the desert and bombing all these Middle Eastern countries, that meant a whole bunch of young men were going to have to get loaded up into vehicles, some young women along with them now, and sent over to whatever this war zone was and be forced to die in a desert for whatever this cause is. It seems like now there's the new strategy is that it's all done by air, it's all done by sea, it's all done by drones, and there are very few people who end up actually on the ground or risking their lives on a more intense level for this. Of course, there's still people who have died and whatnot.
A lot of civilians, right? Versus in the past, we were seeing more combat action with humans. And now it's just drones flying into buildings.
Yeah, and some people who are halfway across the world hitting buttons. But it's not a boots on the ground kind of thing, or at least that's not what it looks like to me yet.
Yeah, no, you're right, Sean. And everybody that we spoke to this morning, including Congress members, said that this is a wholly different strategy. And you even heard President Trump talk about how the Iraqi war operation, Iraqi Freedom, how it was handled back when that happened. And the president was quoted as saying many of the things that we did back then were dumb because we didn't realize, right, that we
Very
weren't going
poorly.
to affect change. I think that the way they thought by putting boots on the ground. Now, I'm just seeing this headline. Trump says that he would potentially put boots on the ground in Iran if necessary. But the strategy is to do this by air, and they do think that is the most effective way. Here's the problem, though. The people of Iran have been, it's not like America, right? The people of Iran don't have weapons. There is no Second Amendment there that people have, a stockpile of weapons in the house that if there's an uprising, they can go out and defend themselves. That they don't have that. So it's, in order for them to affect change, you're truly going to have to wipe out current leadership and start over. A lot of people are saying maybe the former king, his son, is the one who could take over. But you can't do that. I mean, there's so much infrastructure, and it's just it's like there's such a huge mountain in front of them. It's just one of those things that I just don't know how they're going to be able to do it.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, because there's a lot of people who go, well, the United States shouldn't be the police of the world, the global police, enforcing all of this stuff. It takes local change to make this happen. I think that fails to realize the realities of 2026 life, which is kind of what you were saying. In Venezuela, you can't go out and just get a gun. There's not gun ranges and gun stores and all that. In Iran, very much the same thing. You're not building up your militia. And if you do, good luck going up against the Iranian government. We just saw what they did. They shut down the internet completely. They've done that again right now. They go out in the streets, they mow people down, and they kill people until they get tired of doing it, and then they go back to what they were doing before. So there's like this, mid-1900s view of, if everybody just rises up against the government, then they can overthrow the bad leadership themselves. I don't think that works. I don't know that this is going to work, but I don't think that works. But it's been a wild, wild weekend. What else is grabbing your attention out there, Amy Caulfield?
Well, you guys, obviously that's the big story of the day, and that's the one that we have been covering. You guys have seen, and we're showing this morning the friendly fire situation over Kuwait. That the F-15 fighter pilots that were shot down. Did you guys see those guys coming down?
Yeah,
off the fighter jet? That is insane.
Yeah.
And they're walking around on the ground, and thank God they all survived. But that's crazy. So that video is really one that people are working on our website.
Here's one
for sure.
In Kuwait, they accidentally shot down these 3 American jets. And here's one of the pilots after he ejected. They grabbed him.
Yes, 1 minute. 1 minute.
He's in the back of a SUV.
1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute.
He's okay.
How was it an accident?
1 minute.
Yeah, they said there was some sort of accident. I don't know exactly what happened just yet. But the pilots ejected as they shot these 3 American fighter jets down. And the guy seems like he's okay. Now, I'm no expert. But I would guess that he's just kind of chilling in the back of this SUV because I bet ejecting out of a plane rocks your world.
Might hurt a little bit.
We've all seen Top Gun.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's our knowledge. Our knowledge is watching these movies and we're like, Goose, like what? It's like you can't help but think about these scenes from these movies that we've seen. And these guys are doing this in real life. And there's 2 pilots per plane. So six pilots came down from this friendly fire incident.
Yeah.
And you can also imagine, like these, like you can imagine these Kuwaitis that shot them down, right? They're so true. I imagine, you're scared to death, right? That you're about to be attacked and you don't know, and then you're like, you hit the button,
right?
Yeah. And then where you land, you have to just hope and pray that the people that find you are also not
right.
enemies.
I know, right?
Are we friends or friendly? Here's the footage for those of you watching on YouTube. You can watch over on youtube.com/thenewsjunkie. This is the footage.
I just want to come back with these images that have
the fighter jet is just dropping out of the sky.
Quite a lot of the
lands there. Lands, I say, crash lands.
Ministry of Defense of Kuwait, who's updated.
It was shot down there. The pilot, you could see the pilots ejecting.
Fall, but
the pilots hit the ejection and right here, and their parachutes go up, and then they just fly up into the air. I could only imagine what that does to your body. Like it must
be crazy.
Yeah, you must be kind of reeling with it as you land, and that's what happened.
I think he probably, at the moment at least, would be chock full of adrenaline. Just not feeling a damn thing until you find yourself hanging out in the back of an SUV and letting it all come.
1 minute, just 1 minute.
Come down.
It's crazy. Absolutely wild.
$90 million in aircraft. So basically, you just $270 million in aircraft.
Wow.
Brought down.
Jesus.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Was this one person who hit the button on all of those? That's a.
Or like 3 people, they all hit the buttons at the same time. I don't know. It's crazy.
That's got to be the scariest button in the fighter jet. Like I think if I started today, I would never get to a point where I could fly a fighter jet. But if you even let me in one, I would be terrified of the eject button.
I feel like if I was a squid, I would accidentally ink all the time. And if I was a fighter jet pilot, I would be like, every little thing I want to hit the eject button. I'd just be like, oh no, I dropped my wallet.
You're going to need to go faster than 30 miles an hour, please.
Somebody says you go from 0 to 250 miles per hour in like a second. Like, just whoosh, right out into the air. And
it's weird. Imagine. My eyes just went down to my knees.
Yeah. Ejection seats, this is according to Insecure Walrus on YouTube. Ejection seats typically pull between 12 and 20 Gs.
Oh gosh.
Wow. I mean, I've seen people doing these tests for NASA and such. Yeah. They're trying to stay awake and they're like 4 Gs, 5 Gs. And then they're like getting pushed back into the chair at 6 Gs and 7. But 20 Gs? Jesus, man. I don't even know how that would be.
No, they're very lucky to be alive. Great.
Yeah. What else is grabbing your attention out there?
You guys, the story out of Austin, Texas. I feel like all the news is bad today. The story out of Austin, Texas that happened over the weekend, heartbreaking. We're starting to now hear about who some of these victims were that were killed. This was believed to be a terrorist attack on these kids, and they were kids. They were kids at a bar on a Saturday night, Sunday morning. Just out doing what kids do.
Crazy.
And we're hearing now a second-year university student from Texas Tech was among the victims. His name is Ryder Harrington, confirmed by his family. He was a Texas Tech frat kid. at a bar, like we all did in college. You're just out having a good time,
Mm-hmm.
and sadly, we know at least 2, potentially 3 of these students were killed. And it looks like the gunman was shot by police. I guess he didn't put his gun down, and they shot him, is what we're hearing. This guy was a U.S. national from Senegal. And you guys saw the sweatshirt that he was, allegedly wearing at the time this happened. And apparently was wearing a shirt with an Iranian flag on it underneath his sweatshirt. Sweatshirt, I believe, said "Property of Allah."
Right.
I don't know. Just and there is some concern, obviously, that everybody needs to be on their toes. That there could be, sleeper cells. Or people who have, but this guy apparently came into the country under the Clinton administration. I mean, he's been here a long time.
Yeah, I think this is suing or this
maybe
snapped.
Who knows? I don't even know if we know yet, but maybe he was just waiting for a moment. They're like, all right, once something happens, I'll be ready to go, and then I'll unleash hell on America. And I saw people this weekend, Amy, do the thing that I always talk about this happening to me when there was those shootings in, was it Washington, D.C., where the sniper was?
Yeah.
When that was going down. And
talking about the National Guardsman, or just the guy that was like on the side of the road shooting it.
Lee Boyd Malvo was his name, I think, in my useless factoid brain on news stories only. Or maybe that was the younger guy with him, whoever it was. That was so far away. It was like so far away from where I was at the time. And I remember going to the gas station and like kind of looking left and right and duck. Like, am I going to get shot at the gas station? People keep getting shot at the gas station. And people are starting to kind of do that a little bit with this already. They're like, is there going to be some revenge attack because of our bombs killing the Iranian leader? I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. Another question for you, Amy. Are you an Apple or Android gal? Which one?
I'm an Apple.
Yes.
We're all Apple.
Good
yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Are you guys
Good
all
answer.
Apple? That's why when we're all in a group text together, everything is.
I knew the answer to
Uh-huh.
that question because she's not a green texter.
True. Yeah. I did see. Did you see the Samsung that they kind of rolled out this past weekend? And it has the feature where you can hide stuff on your phone.
No.
I saw somebody using it. I don't know if I saved this here.
Hold on.
Oh, it's so crazy.
It's a Samsung phone?
Yeah. The new Samsung phone. Here it is. This is a woman using it on the subway. And she's on her phone, and you could clearly see from an angle, like you could see the woman's phone, and you can see the messages, you can see what she's looking at. All right, she's scrolling, and then she hits the security button, boom, you can't see anything.
Awesome. I love that.
She's now doing the same thing, scrolling the internet, but she put the privacy mode on, and it goes from being able to see everything that was on the phone with perfect clarity to now I can't see anything.
Come on, Apple. Do it.
Isn't that already a thing? I thought that there's like a certain screen protector you can get on your phone.
Yeah, this is built in.
But
Yeah,
this you
this
could turn on and off.
Yeah, and you could turn it on for certain features and stuff. It's,
This one,
crazy.
Amy, imagine you're on your phone browsing the web or watching watching your TikToks, the Amy Kaufeld TikTok feed, but you could, if you got a notification like a text message or something, only that could be privacyed out or stuff like that. Like I think they're letting you pick and choose, but overall it's happening in the screen and it's not some sticker or some sort of cover you have to put on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Technology,
I think
baby.
If you have a secret lover, you'd be like, oh, my secret lover. It's like texting me, hurry. But then wouldn't it be like
my ex-girlfriend would have loved this phone.
Oh, yeah. Same.
I mean, come on. There's got to be some super secret Fox convos you're having from time to time. And hey, here's our strategy coming up for the sweeps whenever those happen.
Private.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't be able to see what was going on. Although
Do you ever do that though? Like if you're on an airplane or you're like on public transport, I do have a tendency to do that sometimes where I'll just be like, kind of like glance over and be like, what are they looking
Oh,
for?
I do it all. If I'm behind somebody in an airplane and I can see their text, I'm reading it.
This is cope. This is
That's
mega
why I like
cope.
flying with Matt Gates. That's
That was one of the craziest stories.
This is mega cope, Sabrina, but I do the same thing, and I always tell myself, what do they think is going to happen? You're reading your text messages in public on a plane. Of course I'm going to read them. And
you have the largest font, so get some readers and a privacy screen, or I'm going to read your business.
What am I supposed to? You're putting it in my face. Am I supposed to purposely look away? You're putting it in front of me. I'm not being nosy.
The font thing is hilarious too, because it's like if my mom had secrets, everybody on the plane would know them. That's bigger than the tail number.
You got to be careful. You do
One
indeed.
word per page.
Yeah. All right, there she is, the woman with nothing to hide on her phone. I just know it. I believe her through and through. She's the best of the best. You can watch her every single day on the news. She'll get you all caught up with everything that you need to know on Good Day Orlando. Beyond that, follow Amy Kaufelt on all social media platforms. Search for Amy Kaufelt to follow along and keep up to date with everything happening in her world and around the world, just like that. Amy Kaufelt.
Yeah.
Guys, love you.
Love you. Bye.
She's so good. She's so good. There she goes. Amy Kaufelt from Fox 35. We still got to talk about Apple dropping some announcements out there. And then Apple, with these announcements, came out and they apologized to their employees. So we know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. We apologize ahead of time. What was going on with this? We'll get to that. Details coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747.
Hey, welcome behind the scenes.
Traffic may be still backed up in that area as well, so expect delays. On I-4, you're getting caught up in some stop-and-go traffic westbound between Darrell Carter Parkway and
Trump making some comments at a press conference. Some breaking news. Trump saying, this was our last best chance to strike what we are doing now and eliminate the intolerable threats posed by this sick and sinister regime. Right from the beginning, we projected to go from 4 to 5 weeks. We have the capability to go far longer than that. One more time. Right from the beginning, we have projected, Trump says, to go 4 to 5 weeks. Adding on, we have the capability to go far longer than that. Interesting. Interesting. It's like Amy was talking about, and this is what I had noticed as well. This seems to be the new strategy. When I say I don't want any new wars, I mean, I mean that. But I mostly mean I don't want a bunch of American soldiers on the ground in foreign countries, in deserts halfway across the world, fighting for people with very different views of the world than I have, or the soldiers who are going over there have. I don't want more blood spilling and sand in the Middle East. But this is a new thing. The new thing is like, go in, use superior air power, go in, try to use as many drones and attacks from the air or sea as you possibly can, and then not put any boots on the ground. So if we could do something here, push the domino that frees the Iranian people of this theocratic, fascist, religious extremist leadership structure that bans people from walking dogs in public because they're haram, that bans women from doing any number of things, including exposing their skin in any significant way in public, that bans women from driving on their own or being in the presence of somebody that's not their husband or father. And those kind of things, if we could tap the domino over, that leads to the end of that, and no troops are on the ground, would you be for that, chat? No troops on the ground, no feet on the ground, no extended long war, but an air campaign that lasts a handful of weeks that maybe brings about a better future for Iran. Would you be behind that? Yes or no? Yes? Yes, Cosidius says. I mean, I think it would be much more popular, right? It's not to say war isn't hell. It's not to say there aren't going to be innocent people that die in Iran or in the countries that Iran is randomly bombing like a lunatic. It's not to say there won't be people that die. It's to say specifically, I think that Americans are less put off if the war doesn't involve boots on the ground. Whatever causes less casualties? Yes. Why is this America's issue? Why do American soldiers have to die for this? I don't know. That's a fair question. Iran isn't an imminent threat to the United States of America. They're an imminent threat to Israel, though. Iran is not an imminent threat, was not an imminent threat to the United States of America. As you can see now, the response is like a low-rate supervillain. Their response is semi-embarrassing on a war scale. But they do not pose an imminent threat to the United States of America. They pose an imminent threat to Israel. They want to get nukes. They want to nuke Israel. They wouldn't make an agreement to not have the nukes. Here we are. But you're right. They do not pose an imminent threat to the United States of America. 2 minutes and we're back live. No, I don't disagree with that at all. I think that's accurate. Instead of boots on the ground, how about we put Bootsy on the ground? That is a war crime. Yeah, that has been determined to be a war crime, indeed. Saudi Arabia wasn't a threat to the U.S. in 2001 either. Sure, yeah. Thank you, Sean. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. What happened in Texas? Well, you talk about Austin. In Austin, it looks like a Senegalese immigrant to the United States of America who's been in the country for decades saw his supreme leader friend in Iran get murked and decided he was going to jihad on his own. And he killed 2 Americans and injured 12, 13, maybe 14 people. A couple people in critical condition. Revenge attack. That's what that one looks like. That one looks like a revenge attack. The traffic stabbing, not so much. There's an attack in Europe that looks like a revenge attack. But maybe, just maybe, is it possible that not a lot of people side with the Iranian theocracy? Not a lot of people want to do their bidding, not even a lot of extremists? Is it possible that maybe they don't have a lot of support? Maybe? Here we go. Coming back, baby.
Entire sports feed all in one place with iHeartRadio from the pursuit of gold.
Jack Hughes wins it! The golden goal for the United States!
To the bracket busting in March.
I thought it was spectacular.
From the first pitch in spring training.
Ohtani tees off!
To the dreams of the NFL Draft.
With the first pick.
You're one tap away. Open the iHeart app and stream your local station. Catch the latest on Fox Sports Radio or dive into the world's biggest sports podcasts. Search sports on iHeartRadio and lock in.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening.
Good to be with you here on a Monday in the world's most viral newsroom. Now, this is one of those days. You wake up, you see a lot going on in the world, of course. You wake up on a day like today and you see stories where you go, whoa, hold on. Now that's a step too far. That's a shot at my living. That's a shot at what I do. What are you doing out there? And I speak of talk radio. There were stories today about talk radio. Now, I love talk radio. I hope even if you're new to this show, you grow to love talk radio. I hope that you realize spoken word radio is the only thing that has a chance to survive the digital apocalypse. You don't need, and I hate to say this to my brethren in the music side of this business, I hate to say this to you, but you don't need those people to talk to you between songs. You don't really. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
You don't really need that. It's not really a huge thing. It's really not. Those jobs probably are ticking time bombs there. They're only going to last for so long. This is something a little bit different. You get to hear somebody and hang out with them and just enjoy your day, hopefully. Hopefully we drag you through it a little bit. But this feels like a shot over the bow. The story today that I saw says talk radio just got moved down a peg. In a first, Americans are now giving more of their talk time attention to podcasts rather than traditional talk radio. Ooh. My God, podcasts taking over.
As far as that hadn't already happened.
Shut your mouth.
Tulane, not helping.
It's like, I don't know what the hell they were waiting for.
Just now?
A new share of ear survey from Edison Research find podcasts edging past AM/FM spoken word broadcast for the first time, claiming 40% of spoken word listening versus 39%. So of the people who listen to humans talk like this, like you listening to this show, people talk about viral stuff on the show here for the News Junkie. The people who listen to talk content, 40% of them are now getting their spoken word content from podcasts, and 39%, less than, getting it from AM/FM radio. Back in 2015, it was 75% AM/FM radio and podcast 10%. It was 75 to 10. The podcasts are getting bigger, including our own podcast. It kind of feels like we're traders against ourselves in our own profession over here. We're streaming to keep things moving in the right direction. We're on YouTube and Twitch, and a lot of people seem to be going in these different directions. If you want to go in that direction, please just subscribe to the podcast on iHeartRadio or at thenewsjunkie.com. They estimate 115 million Americans now listen to podcasts every single week. How many people listen to the News Junkie? 114 million. Just one shy, right under all of podcasts.
Right there.
Yep. It's just so close. Just, you reach for it. Nicole on YouTube says, I love live talk. I do too, and that was sort of the thing that drew me into it. Like, I can still remember the shows that I would listen to that would get me through my workday. Shows, hopefully, like this show is to you, when I was delivering water. And I remember so distinctly, if the show wasn't live, if it was on Best Of, it would mostly ruin my day. If the show was something out of the ordinary, like a live show, and like the sound wasn't where I was expecting it to be, the sound quality was different, would ruin my day. But if I showed up and the radio show that I liked listening to was there and they were hanging out with me, it dragged me through my day, made me laugh a couple of times, gave me some interesting things to think about, and then boom, we moved on to the next thing. Well, that's what I liked. That's what I like. But more people are moving over to podcasting for this sort of content. And there's a lot of you listening to this right now on a podcast. You might be listening on a million different platforms, but you're listening to the podcast world. Whereas back in the day, we were doing podcasts to nobody. When I first started podcasting, there was barely RSS feeds and stuff. And you were doing a podcast to nobody. It was like, why even do this? What's happening here?
Well, when we first started offering podcasts as a company, they were like, make sure these are just small clips of your show. Just little segments, little best of, little things.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Weed Consumer says, best of is not as good or podcast. Yeah, it ruins my day, and I go listen to the same 3 songs of looping music, as you said. Still has traffic and weather, though. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I try to think about. It's why I've always tried to do this show in a particular way, because it got me through the day, and I think it will get a lot of people through the day. And I absolutely love when you'll see Zoomers on time every once in a while, online rather, every once in a while.
Facebook, I was like, the Zoomers are late a lot?
They're late too. On time and online, Sealand. You'll see the Zoomers online, and they'll go, God, if only there was a way to do like a live podcast. That should be a thing. They'll say, if only we had the technology to do it. We need to do an emergency podcast, but if only we could do it live somehow. Well, that's the joy of talk radio. But many of you going over to the podcast world, just take us along with, if you don't mind. Go to thenewsjunkie.com for all the links. They're right there on the website. Let's see what we got. A couple of emails to squeak in. I still got the updates from Apple. I know I've been kicking that can down the road. Let me just get into a couple of things. I guess they announced, Sealand, I don't know if you saw this, but like another one of those cheap iPhones.
Yeah.
I don't know if you still got the cheap iPhone.
No. I'm a 16 Pro now. I have upgraded.
Look at you.
Richie Rich, this guy. My God.
And also, don't know that I would go back to the cheapo iPhone. There's reasons I liked that one, partly the cheapo part, but the 16, my problem was I use a phone until it's like dead and buried, and I don't upgrade often. And that was to my detriment, because when I got the 16 Pro, they were like, hey, you can trade in any phone in any condition as long as it's a 14 or up. And I was like, I don't even have a 14. I was asking around if anybody had like a 14 that had been just like run over by a tractor. It just needed to be a physically like a 14, and I couldn't even find that. And so I ended up like buying a used one, and that was fine. But I would have gotten the phone for free. There's features on the phone that I can't live without now. MagSafe is one of them, although MagSafe has been added to the new cheapo phone. But the pictures, especially having a baby now, I can't give up the third camera.
You got to get the high quality stuff. Yeah. They're releasing, Apple today in their announcement is releasing all new cheap stuff. So they have an entry-level iPhone today. We'll get more into this in a little bit. They have an entry-level cheapo iPad and a cheapo iPad Air. And then a cheapo.
Okay, iPad Air is not cheapo.
But they have a cheapo MacBook now. They're releasing a cheap version of everything, of all of the things. And that includes a cheap Apple laptop, a cheap iPad, an iPad Air. Bottom end is what they call it, an entry-level iPhone. So,
and how long is that going to last?
I don't know. Right now,
is it going to force you to upgrade and get a not-so-cheapo item?
Or do people want that damn Samsung thing we've been talking about? Like, is that more of a draw for folks? The cheap iPhones, they say, will sell so many that Apple actually apologized to their workers. They released a message, and they apologized to their own employees because they said your stores are going to get swamped with people. They're going to be poor people. And they're going to be in there buying the cheap phones. And they warned their own employees. They're like, I'm so sorry. This is going to happen to you. So that's what's out there. They're announcing that they have a bunch of cheap versions of stuff. We'll get into that in a little bit here on the show. An email coming in, tipsofthenewsjunkie.com. This is M. Mike from Michigan, a.k.a. Hey, Junkies, it says, the local small radio market that I live in up here in Michigan announced its AM talk station that's been on since 1940 will go silent in April of this year. Thanks for the great work and giving me something to listen to at work, says Mike from Michigan. Yeah, it's a dying thing, man. There's so many heads that are rolling in all of these industries, but I think people still love live. Live is exciting. Anything can happen right now. I don't know what's going to happen.
Penis!
Oh, my God. You see? You see? It's as easy as that. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Hockey buffs and butts. Do I have an Airbnb for you? To mark the anniversary of their deaths, Prince is getting a 5-day fest, and Michael Jackson is getting a child trafficking lawsuit. Plus, fee, fi, fo, fuff. Big gay men scare Shia LaBeouf. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show. Talking you down on your drive home. The Jim Colbert.
Hello, welcome behind the scenes. Vampire show on over here. I'm a vampire.
For our Monday, we are going to be expecting a sunshine-filled and warm day. Temperatures will climb.
They did a GoFundMe to save a radio station?
80 degrees today in Orlando under a sunny sky.
What is this, NPR? NPR? The NPR has to be a bit of a ticking time bomb, too. A bunch of women with the same voice and a bunch of men with the same effeminate voice. All talking over flutes, pan flutes, and everybody has the same opinion. NPR not long for this world either. Good to see you, everybody. Thanks for being with us. Nobody sounds like Diane Rehm? True. You used to listen to Diane Rehm back in the day. She had that vocal issue. She had good guests, though. I mean, it was boring as shit, but she had good guests sometimes. I saw parts of that Shia LaBeouf interview. He's off his rocker. Thank God. You know how refreshing it is to have somebody in Hollywood who's just like at least a little bit of a character? We have anybody in Hollywood who like dares buck the trends anymore? Everybody is like correct opinion TM. They're all the people that are cranked out of Hollywood have all the same opinions, all the same beliefs, all the same shit. It's the biggest yawn fest of personalities in the history of Tinseltown. Okay? Thank God we have Shia LaBeouf. Praise the Lord for Shia LaBeouf. Okay? Don't know or care about Shia LaBeouf. Well, I have bad news for you. You're probably going to hear about that in a little bit. Couple of minutes and we're back live on the show. Chaos says, hey, bud, hope you're doing great, brother, looking great. Well, if you're talking to me, thank you. You too. Hope the girls are good. Hope all is well in your world. Holy wow. All right, I got a video. I'll play it when we come back. I'll play it very quickly. Just dropped a video in Kuwait of some local stumbling upon the guy who had just ejected from the fighter pilot that the Kuwaitis shot down, the American fighter pilot. The video is wild. I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you in 90 seconds, actually. Nelson unbanned? Who's Nelson? Huh? Who's that? Love the studio screen. This is so great. Paul Harvey was good back in the day, and now the rest of the story. I like Paul Harvey too. Paul Harvey, for those of you who don't know, is this AM commentator who they used to have these little short segments. And he would tell you the story about how, like, the one I remember was how a big chain steakhouse was formed. And then at the end he'd go, and now you know the rest of the story. I'm Paul Harvey. And that guy had a 90-year-old man's voice from birth. That man came out of his mother's vagina. Oh, he came out of his mother's vagina with an old man voice. When he was 90, Paul Harvey sounded 642. And not a day left. Not a day left. Coming back right now.
DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms. I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu, the daytime coughing, aching fever under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement. Batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to
all things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. Real quick, I got something for you. And we'll also get to your feedback here momentarily on the show as we roll into the second half of things. But very, very quickly, as I said, they just released footage of some guy in Kuwait who stumbled upon the American who had just ejected from the fighter jet they accidentally shot down. It's so crazy. Like the Kuwaitis, they said accidentally shot down 3 of our fighter jets at the cost of over $100 million. There is a lot, and I mean a lot, of people who are wondering how the hell this happened. All the American fighter pilots, I believe, survived. But here's them coming up on one of them.
You're fine? Really? You need something to help you?
They're on like this dirt area.
You're safe. Everything
that's
good?
insane.
Yeah.
No problem. Thank you for
Imagine.
helping us.
Thank you for helping us.
Here, have an apple.
Thank you for helping us. Hey, not for nothing. Do you know the guy who shot me down? What the hell is going on here?
I've got nothing.
He just comes up to her on the sand here. I keep wanting to say the beach, but it ain't a beach. He comes up to her on the sand here in Kuwait and says hello to her. We'll watch a little bit more of that in a bit. Right now, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I'm not afraid anymore.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. That's his website. That's where you compare your first mortgage quote. Because if you're not doing that, that means you might be leaving money on the table. Get that money back in your hands. Maybe you're looking at buying your first dream home. Work with someone who's got your back, who makes the process easy, and is just an overall cool guy to hang out with. And of course, I'm talking about that mortgage guy, Don.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.
I'm not scared anymore. It was 43 years ago, 1983. Something was introduced to the United States of America. The first time in the U.S., and it goes a little something like this.
Digital baby, crystal clear. 43 years and we're still like, yeah!
MP3?
No.
Let it go round.
Close.
Rainbow making that sound. Click play, oh hey, here we go.
Come on, Sean.
CDs. Yeah.
Don't trip, just track to go.
You want 2 CDs?
No, I don't. No.
CDs, nuts. Happy anniversary to CDs, which I still have 40 of you in a binder in my car just in case the Bluetooth goes
Written
out.
on Sharpie, blank,
Summer
burn
mix,
CDs. Yeah.
Emo mix, cool mix, and
Pants
everything
down
else.
mix.
Pants down mix. All right.
Yeah. You guys don't have a pants down mix? Oh my God.
Most of my mixes are pants down.
Okay,
I never
all right.
called it the pants down mix because if she saw me getting out the pants down mix and then, I was being a little too, like, whoa,
presumptuous?
Yeah.
Easy. And now we go back to present day and the latest from Ow.
Did you just hit your face on the mic? The microphone.
This was a twist. And who's the guy that was interviewing him? He looks familiar.
Andrew from Channel 5, Andrew Callahan.
Okay, right. This interview seemed like we could have pulled so much more, but then again, every 2 seconds, Shia LaBeouf was up and down and saying things, and then saying things his lawyer specifically told him not to say.
Yeah, I saw that part.
And the biggest headline of them all was that big gay men scare him.
True.
And that's why he got in the fight. I sent you the clip that, fortunately, no curse words in that one. So
let me see.
Because he got in the fight because of the big gay men?
Yes.
All right.
In the new interview, he admitted that his arrest in New Orleans last month was a direct result of him being afraid of big gay men.
All right,
I'll be honest with you. Big gay people are scary to me.
Sorry, people.
What do you mean? When I'm like standing by myself and 3 gay dudes are next to me touching my leg, I get scared. Mm-hmm.
Favorite part?
Happens all the time, sure. I'm sorry.
If that's homophobic, then I'm that.
If that's homophobic, then I'm that. I'm that thing.
He also added that it only happened that one time, and that's why I got arrested. I am wrong for touching people or anyone ever, Another potential reason for his phobia, he said, my dad was raped by his cousin, so he was in my ear all the time.
Yikes.
Yeah, he clarified he's not against homosexuals.
The funny part was...
Growing up as Shia LaBeouf, his dad just went around talking about that all the time. Like
I guess
Dad never shuts up about that cousin.
Merry Christmas. Unlike that Christmas, my cousin raped me.
Wow.
I wasn't going to say banged because it was against his will. Okay?
Yeah.
Baby
no,
Jane died.
All right. I like the part where he was talking about it, and the Andrew Callahan guy goes, is that what happened to you? Is that why there was this fight? These guys like touched you and they were bothering you? And then Shia LaBeouf goes, oh, my attorney told me not to talk about any of these. It was my fault. You shouldn't put your hands on anybody. It's like went with the most lawyer-like line you could possibly go with after that.
Also, for the record, he does not have a drinking problem, according to Shia LaBeouf. At least he doesn't think. He says his issue is small man complex.
Yeah.
He was also rearrested, by the way, in New Orleans over the weekend, hit with an additional count of simple battery related to that earlier incident and released on $5,000 bond.
Okay, so they just added charges from the first thing? Like he didn't go back out and do more stuff?
No, it was just from the initial thing. I think the person just like pressed charges or whatever.
New Orleans ain't for you, Shia. I'm getting a vibe. And some very sad news, but we did get the update on the cause of death of Lil Jon's son. And according to reports, it's been revealed that it was an accidental drowning.
Yeah.
So the Fulton County Medical Examiner determined that Nathan Smith, DJ Young Slade, died from drowning in the setting of psilocybin use, your magic mushrooms.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's no good.
Not good at all. The manner was ruled as an accident. His body was found in a pond near Milton, Georgia, about 30 miles north of Atlanta, and that's where he lived just days after he was first reported missing.
I'm telling you, people get one-shotted sometimes by these hallucinogenics. I was watching something about that that younger trans person in Canada that shot their family and then shot up the school, and there were some new details coming out about that person this weekend. And they had said that they were experimenting with mushrooms that they had purchased online, and then they were posting on subreddits about doing mushrooms. And they said, I think I need to, they were like 13 or 14 at this time. And the person who ended up shooting up the school and stuff said, I think I need to regulate myself a little better. I did shrooms this weekend and I burned my family's house down. And they were like, I don't necessarily want to do that. I mean, I did it on purpose and, but I don't necessarily want to do that again. So what should I put in place next time I take mushrooms? And Reddit is like, maybe you shouldn't be taking mushrooms.
Yeah, if you're going to experiment, have a buddy with you that is familiar with and keeps you away from destruction, I suppose.
No, but some people I think just naturally take bad to hallucinogenics. I really think there's like this slice of mental illness where...
Isn't it hallucinogens?
Either way, hallucinogens, whatever you want to say. I'm talking about shrooms, LSD, all that stuff. People don't react well to it, and it one-shots people, just makes them crazy right off the jump sometimes.
Not good. And this is going to be crazy, but what a way to celebrate a death, I suppose. Mm-hmm. According to reports, April 21st will mark the 10th anniversary of whose death?
10th anniversary.
April 21st.
He died like a dog.
Not him.
Oh.
10 years.
Prince is right.
Oh, yeah.
Give it a little kiss. That's not
Prince.
That's not him. That's not him.
He had a song called Kiss. Yeah.
My bad. Anyways, there's going to be a party, 5-day party.
I'm sure Prince did some weird stuff, I wouldn't
something
totally rule it out.
Wasn't his butt all crazy because of the fentanyl?
Probably.
They're going to celebrate his life, and that's going to go down June 3rd.
You know what they say about fentanyl?
I mean, give it a little kiss. I'm thinking about a butt, then fentanyl butt, because there's so many shots in it.
Fentanyl makes you into a zombie, and your legs turn into concrete so you don't fall over, and your butt. Got this.
Not good.
Yeah.
So that party time, celebration of life, is going to be 5 days starting June 3rd in Minneapolis. Events will include concerts, screenings, boat cruises, panel discussions, and more, kicking off with a DJ dance party.
Nice.
And a Prince mural that will be revealed exclusive access to unreleased music, and rare concert footage if you are a VIP. So go get your tickets, I suppose. It's anywhere from $700 to $50 additional for the boat cruise.
All right.
Happy Death Day, Prince. On the BoobTube, American Idol on ABC, The Voice on NBC, series premiere of Bachelor Mansion Takeover on HGTV. Guess they're going to fix up that mansion.
Finally.
Peacock NBA Monday, go Bucks, Warriors.
These are emails, unless you got that fentanyl butt situation going on.
I'm telling you, wasn't it his or Michael Jackson's butt was like so messed up from all the shots of fentanyl.
No, Michael Jackson didn't have fentanyl. He had the propofol.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Prince's butt. Google it.
I never heard anything about either of their butts. I have limited knowledge on both butts, if I'm real with you.
Open your eyes, man.
I don't. I mean, it's not that I'm trying to avoid those conversations.
Sounds like
it's
you're
just
avoiding it.
I haven't heard much about it. Prince was such a weird dude. I loved it. I love it. I love weirdos. I love people who are unpredictable. I even like Shia LaBeouf. I think he's a weirdo in such an interesting way that we don't see anymore. We don't usually see it. We see all these like very sanitized people in Hollywood and music especially. Music was the home of people who could be weirdos, and now they all have like the same opinions and they do the same stuff, and there's not a lot that makes people stand out. There's nobody that I can think of right now like Prince. There's nobody like that I can think of right now. I might be out of touch. There might be some young upstart who is really, really clever. And
I'm trying to think of who would be the weirdest musician right now.
But are they genuinely weird, or they're just putting up an act?
A lot of them are putting up an act. And also, not only was he genuinely weird, Prince also was a fantastic musician.
Oh, yeah.
Like, unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
He was so skilled at guitar and everything else. He had his like studio in his house. And, I just think anybody who has a studio in their house alone is cool. So there you go.
Yeah. So
I lost you with
churning
that part.
out a lot of CDs there, bud.
I like that. I got some CDs for you. I got some CDs, okay? What is this? Who is this by? Is this copyright? What is this?
No, it's not copyright. Come on.
Yeah.
How the hell am I supposed to know? What am I? Well, I know about the CD song, for God's sake.
Brought to you from the band who brought you Carmen Sandiego and that Folgers song.
Buddy, if you told me that was the Abercrombie and Fitch group, I believe you.
LFO?
Yeah. If you said you don't know LFO's song about CDs, and they have a whole song about like, put the CD in the CD player, keep on listening, gonna get gayer, whatever the hell the tune is. Oh, it's somebody in LFO had to be gay, right?
Dead. They're all dead, I believe.
No, they're
There's
not
one of
all
them.
dead. Yeah,
There's
at least one left.
F is still alive.
Classic boy band. All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from you. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. We got the update about that big Apple announcement. We got more info coming out of Iran. What could this mean for your gas prices, everybody? Huh? How does it affect me? That's the question. And got some interesting info for you. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Daytona Bike Week is rolling into Daytona International Speedway now through March 8th. Experience all the action like the Daytona 200. Get tickets at Daytona.
Welcome behind the scenes. Breaking news. It's interesting. In Iran, there are both pro and anti-government rallies. The country is sort of fuming at the moment. Some pro-government rallies growing out larger in the streets of Tehran with chants like no submission, no surrender, war with America. War with America. Those are like the hardline Iranians hitting the streets. I don't believe that's the popular opinion in the country. Let's see. Tell me about Iranian opinion polls about the popularity of the Ayatollah and the Iranian government. Let's see. Tough to get stuff like that because they don't naturally allow a lot of it. A poll by the Iranian student polling agency ISPA reported extremely high dissatisfaction with conditions in Iran. 92% of Iranian respondents say they are dissatisfied with the state of the country. That's worse than America. That's worse than America. 92% of Iranians say they're dissatisfied with the country. Roughly 70% of Iranians oppose the continuation of the Islamic Republic as it currently exists. Keep some of these stats in mind as you see these protests for and against the Iranian government. For the supreme leader, rip that guy, R.I.P. Bozo. A major survey ahead of election showed a slim majority, 52% of Iranians disapproving of the supreme leader. About 6% of residents have a positive opinion of Khomeini. All right, the guy that they killed. 6% of Iranians had a positive opinion about him. 49% had a negative opinion. And a lot of them didn't really want to speak up about it. Polling is not easy to do in Iran, so take those with a grain of salt. Thought we were ending foreign wars. What happened to America first? Yeah, I mean, I think there was a bill of goods sold that it would be about ending wars, not starting them. I think Americans remain very much hesitant and against boots on the ground war. But is that where this is heading, or is it another Venezuela? The method of negotiation seems to be, here's what I want. With Venezuela, it was, here's what I want. I want Maduro to step down. I want you to seek democracy in your country. I want you to stop with what you're doing, selling oil around the sanctions that are against Iran and other countries and Cuba. I want you to follow the rules of these drafted agreements. And then Maduro said, don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. And he danced, and then that son of a bitch got gooped in the middle of the night with his wife in his PJs. And over in Iran, Khomeini and the Iranian leadership are like, we're not making a deal. We're going to get nukes either way. We don't care. We're doing it. You can't tell us what to do. And then they bomb. So we're in the in-between phase. I think most Americans will put up with it for a while as long as there's no boots on the ground. That's my thought. That's my gut. The art of the steal. Trump said only 3 people died, but there will be more dead Americans. From what I could tell, there's 5 people who have died total. And I think those 5 people died on a Kuwaiti Air Force base or a Kuwaiti military base that was bombed by the Iranians. I think those are the only deaths so far. And there will be more. Of course there will be more. But the deaths will be nowhere near Iraq or Afghanistan because you don't have boots on the ground. You don't have 100,000 troops or more in a faraway land where the locals don't really care for them, even if they didn't like the people before, and they want to start sniping them off 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 70, 120 a day. If you don't have that, I think it's a different game. Well, let me know what you think. Is there anybody upset that the Ayatollah is dead? Chat. Anybody that misses the Ayatollah, anybody upset that the Ayatollah is dead? Wonder if we've got any of you in the chat. All right, folks. Here we go. Coming back.
About breathing. Definitely need to be breathing. So you get to do nothing or everything, but you still need to be breathing. It's like really important.
Experience the difference with cruises to Alaska, the Caribbean, and Europe. Norwegian Cruise Line. It's different out here. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Norwegian Cruise Line ships registry at the Bahamas and USA.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. If it's important to you, it's on. And probably being mocked by.
It could. It's going to affect you. I guarantee it's going to affect you. This is a weird story, though. We'll get into this in just a moment here on the show. Join us with a dispatch or an email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. There is a new law that is rolling through the process right now. And all the stories I see frame this. It's a Florida law for those of you listening somewhere else. I think it's really interesting, though. And they're framing it as the license plate thing. You've heard us talking about how all of a sudden they made a change to license plate frames in Florida. It was meant to get rid of license plates that would obscure your license, the license plate frames that would obscure your license or cover it up so you could cruise through all the toll roads and not have to pay back those construction companies for all that work they put in. And now it caused a little chaos afterwards, but now people have kind of calmed down about it. But there's a new bill called HB 543. And it's not the part about the license plate frames that interests me. If this passes, it's going to change something that I think is super interesting. All right, there's a couple of things in this. One is license plate readers. So it says private entities may install automated license plate recognition systems solely for use on their property, so long as it's for a public safety related purpose. So you can have your own license plate reader on your private property and scan people's license plates.
Could I not do that before?
I guess you couldn't. I guess there was some laws about that you
I would want to know that because is it illegal for me to write down every license plate number I see?
I don't know because it's kind of the same, right?
But where do you search after that? You have that information, and then it's not a matter of just Googling the license plate and you get their name and address.
Databases. I think you could pop them in and get the information. From my experience, I think you have to pay for some of them to get the information about who owns the license plate back.
Yeah, I think so.
That's one thing that's in this HB 543. That's not the thing that really grabs my attention. A lot of you boomers might like this part of it. It also prohibits drivers from intentionally revving their engines in a way that produces excessive or unusual noise. Okay. So, like, some kid pulls up next to you at the stoplight. Wow, 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 wow. Go to jail. Straight to prison. See you later. Done. So that's one thing that's in this. That's not the thing that comes to mind here. Golf carts. It addresses golf carts, too. It allows a golf cart that's been converted to a low-speed vehicle to be titled and registered for operation on roads with up to 35-mile-per-hour speed limits without inspection by the DHSMV if the owner submits a written affidavit and the vehicle complies with state requirements. So you could drive golf carts on roads. All right, okay. Disabled parking. We're still not to the part that really stands out, but we're almost there. Lets vehicles with a disabled parking permit and permanently installed mobility access equipment to occupy more than one parking space when necessary. This allows the people in the handicapped spots to take up 2 handicapped spots if they're that handicapped.
No.
Are you double handicapped?
I think it allows them to take up 2 non-handicapped spots if all the handicapped spots are taken.
It says lets vehicles with it take up more than one parking space when necessary so long as no designated spaces are available to otherwise accommodate.
Right.
That makes sense.
So maybe like if you don't have the extra room and you can't, unfurl your thing that gets your wheelchair out or whatever, you could take up 2 spots. People will complain about that even if you're disabled. Then there's this part, which a lot of you might find interesting, provides more flexibility for local governments to set lower speed limits at any level below the legal maximum speed limit in a residential district. So you can have a speed limit that's, say, 20 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, whatever. Here's the thing that I think is interesting. This bill, if passed, will affect all of us in this very particular way. If this bill, HB 543, passes, it will extend the time for a yellow traffic light by half of a second.
Not even.
Right now, it's 3.4 seconds. And they're going to change to like 3.8 seconds. So yellow lights would last about half a second longer in the state of Florida. And I asked to you, and I don't know who I'm asking here, is that a thing that they could just go and then they just unleash the code and every yellow light across the state of Florida now lasts a half second longer?
If it were that quick, I would be worried about the state of our traffic control systems.
A little vulnerable, but they have those boxes, right? And
you think they got to do everyone manually?
There might be some that are connected via a network and computers, but
that would be crazy. I think Sealine's saying if they could do that via the network, maybe people could hack it or something.
Yeah, I don't know that you'd want people to know exactly how that happens. There is a guy that's got a decent amount of followers on YouTube that fixes traffic lights all the time, and he just like has his own YouTube channel about his life as a traffic light repairman, and he like opens up those boxes and shows you inside and stuff too. It's pretty cool. But I think there's got to be some sort of in between where it's not log into the main server and change every yellow light at once. But definitely not going to every traffic control box of every intersection.
That would be crazy.
I mean, it seems like a little much. I also wonder, is that like a statewide standard? Because I thought there were certain areas of the state, like certain neighborhoods, I thought maybe Disney, where they're like locally just decided their traffic lights are longer, like their yellow lights.
Right. I don't know if they're all on the same, but now they're saying they're going to stretch this out a little bit. And then, like, does that mean if this goes through, if this officially goes through and they change yellow lights to about a half second longer, when I go through the intersection and I see that it's yellow, I go, hey, I got a little bit more time than I used to.
0.4 seconds.
Here goes nothing. I'm going to do this. So that's interesting, but that's something they're doing with this HB 543. It could make yellow lights a half second longer, as well as all the other rando stuff that's attached to that.
Actual police officer listening to the show says 3.4 seconds is the minimum required. Speed limit also plays a part on how they make those decisions.
Oh, that makes sense. So if your speed limit is faster, the yellow light will go longer because
I would assume.
Yeah, they want to. That adds up. Let us know if you know more about this. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right, let's see what else we have. Lots of stuff going on out there and a lot happening on the Iranian front. There were a couple of comments I wanted to get to. This was Trump talking about Iran's entire military command. He said, it's gone. It's gone. It is no more.
Over the past 36 hours, the United States and its partners have launched Operation Epic Fury, one of the largest, most complex, most overwhelming military offensives the world has ever seen. Nobody's seen anything like it. We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities, Iranian air defense systems.
All of them.
Just now was announced that we knocked out 9 ships plus their naval building, all in a matter of literally minutes.
All right, they said we knocked out a bunch of ships. We knocked out a bunch of the leadership. We got the supreme leader, Zip Zap. He's gone. He's out of there. They got the former president, Ahmadinejad. Have you ever heard about that guy in the news? Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. Gone, done, out. He's blasted. They have crazy intelligence. And from what I heard, here's what happened. I'll give you a little insight on this that I heard that I thought was interesting. I guess the Israeli intelligence, which is next level 007 style stuff. These are the guys who blew up all the, was it Hamas or Hezbollah guys with the pagers? They
right.
They
and
found out that
too,
it was
right?
Hezbollah.
They made a deal with the provider that was making these pagers for this terrorist outfit, and they put bombs in the pagers, and then they just waited until they thought it was the best time, and they hit a button and simultaneously blew up all these pagers that these leaders were using to communicate with
Hezbollah
one another.
points.
Was it? Hezbollah, this is a group out of the Middle East that has long been against the Israeli military and people, for that matter. But they blew them up with this intelligence that they had. They've done some crazy next level things. And in the case of this, they had attacked Iran, Israel had, many times before, and always, every single time, at night. They attacked Iran at night every single time. And in this case, they said, we're going to change it up and surprise them. And the Iranians purposely were meeting during the day because they thought, well, we're at risk at night. That's when Israel would bomb us. We might get bombed, so let's meet in the middle of the day. Israel hears there's going to be this huge meeting between the supreme leader of Iran, this religious theocratic nut job who's been leading the country, not very popular, and all the people below him, that they were going to be meeting in the middle of the day because they didn't want to get bombed at night. And Israel and the United States said, here you go, and unleashed the fury and dropped bombs galore on this place. That was one of the things that took out a lot of these people. It has been a pretty rough time for anybody in charge over there. There have been some American casualties. From what I can tell, there is an American military base that is in Kuwait, I think. And the Kuwait military base was bombed by the Iranian forces. And that was what led to 4, if not 5, American soldiers dying. That's
I
how
saw
many Americans.
4 when I was walking through the hall a second ago.
Okay. And maybe it's still at 4. I thought it had gone to 5 because there was somebody else who was pretty gravely injured. But there were 4 or 5 Americans who had died. The ones who were in these fighter jets that were shot down in Kuwait, they didn't even die. These American fighter pilots didn't even, they just ejected. And I was sharing with you earlier. In fact, I'll play it for those of you who missed this because it's so crazy. The guy in Kuwait is walking around and he sees the fighter jet get accidentally shot down by these Kuwaiti armed forces. And the American fighter pilot ejects out of the fighter jet, as did several others. And then the Kuwaiti person just stumbled upon them.
You're fine? Really?
Yes, she said.
Something to help you?
I'm okay.
No problem. You're safe. You're safe. Everything good?
Such a crazy
No problem. Thank you for helping us. Everything perfect?
This guy's so chill considering the circumstances. It's like,
she's also good.
Everything good? You want some shawarma? Like, these people are just chilling, hanging out now after this ejection out of a fighter jet. Just absolutely crazy to see. Very, very interesting. And we'll keep an eye on all of this, but there's a lot of developments, obviously, coming out of this area. How long is this going to go on for? Trump said 4 to 5 weeks, but could be longer. What's your gas going to look like? Your gas is probably going to get more expensive. And as I saw this morning, your 401k, what happened to that whole the Dow's at 50,000 thing? What happened to that? Hold on, let me see. Let me bring up Yahoo Finance because the Dow is not at 50,000 any longer, as far as I could tell. 48.9. What gives? I thought the Dow was at 50,000. 48.9. There's been a bit of a sell-off that they've recovered from mostly. It was down a couple hundred points, I think, at one point today. But now it's only down 41, the Dow Jones Industrial. So the market's not reacting great to this. Could go on for 3, 4, 5 weeks, but maybe even a little bit longer. And then Trump also said, he made some comment about American casualties. Listen.
Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen.
All right, so that's 4 people, maybe 5 people. And on the other side of this equation, from what I just saw a moment ago, hang on, let me bring this up. The estimate from Israel, at least, is that between 1,000 and 1,500 members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, that's the Iranian security forces that are at the higher echelon of their military, about 1,000 to 1,500 of them have been killed in the strikes so far. Some estimates suggest much higher numbers, but the more conservative assessment speaks of over 1,000 fatalities among the Iranian security forces. Since the start of Operation Roaring Lion, that's the Israeli version, and Epic Fury, the American campaign, there have been, it looks like over 1,000 Iranian military forces, maybe even more, maybe as much as 1,500 who have died, as compared to 4 of the United States. But that number will obviously change over time. And we'll see what kind of an appetite people have for this. I think people have more of an appetite for this flyover drone, drop some munitions on the country, 3-4 weeks, done. And then hopefully the Iranians can step up and find themselves a little slice of democracy. I think Americans have more of an appetite for that than they do, hey, let's send 100,000 young men and women over to the desert again. I have no appetite for that. None. Don't have any appetite for that at all. I don't want any Americans boots on the ground in the middle of the desert again. We've done it. I don't want it anymore. I don't ever want it again. If there could be a limited campaign and you can get rid of the worst of the worst in these places and maybe free it up for the Iranians to have some control over their future, I mean, I think a lot of people, myself included, might be on board with that. But I have no idea what's going to happen. Nor do the people pretending like they do. Just keep that in mind. Quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from you. We'll get into those first dispatches. And I want to tell you one of the most unbelievable stories that I've seen in a while. I feel this person was wronged. I'm being legitimate here. I feel this person deserves a major payout for what happened to them. And I think what happened here is the biggest travesty in sports history.
Okay.
What happened? Wait until you hear what went down, and we'll see if you agree with me or not. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Lube it up.
Lube it up a little bit. There you go. That's right. Lube it up.
Hello.
Looks like the toll booth lanes are blocked due to a vehicle fire.
Welcome behind the scenes.
At Junkie Parkway main toll plaza. Looks like traffic.
Ethan says this all makes us less safe. That's what Ethan says. BDMX Con is trying to see if I'm talking about soccer. Maybe. It's a travesty what happened. It's an inexcusable travesty what happened. Chat is weird today? Why is chat weird? What's happening? Why is chat weird? Is drinking Foster's a sport? Yes, I'll allow it. I will allow it. I think drinking Foster's is a sport. Oh, shoot. I forgot. We did have some gifted subs earlier. 2 things to share with you, actually. Hang on. Let me see. Oh, my God. Inbox galore. Stand by. I'll have to do that after. Thank you to Cat Butthole for the gifted sub. Appreciate you. Sorry it took me so long to find that. Thank you to Cat Butthole for the gifted sub. That was very quickly claimed over on the website. Are we going to do show your blank, rate my blank? Yes, we will. Hang on. We will do rate my blank in just a bit. Thank you, Cat Butthole. Go Team Sean. Yes. I appreciate that. We'll add that to the leaderboard momentarily. In fact, I might be able to do that now. Let's see. What happened? All right. Cat, butthole, add, right there. Added it. Excellent. Folks, 1 minute and we're back live. 1 minute back live on the show. I always get hit with like 500 little side quests I have to do after the show while I'm trying to do it. It's like, hey, make sure this is done. Make sure this is done. Make sure this is done. Very distracting. Retaining focus. We're coming back, baby. A sports travesty. Here we go.
America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Bleep with Anna Navarro and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
We'll get to this in just a moment here on the show. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's much appreciated. You can learn more about the show on the website. That's at thenewsjunkie.com. I got to tell you this story because it had me fired up this morning. The injustice that was on display here. This is unbelievable. And if we know anything around here, we know sports, baby. We know the sports. Inside, outside, around,
gushy,
on the field, all the good stuff. And this one to me was so unfair. This is just so unfair. I think they owe this person money. I think they owe this person a grand apology. And it happened at the U.S. Half Marathon Championships. True story. I'm looking at it right now. The U.S. Half Marathon Championships ended in controversy this weekend as the three leading female runners, right? So the women who are at the front of the pack, they're running the U.S. Half Marathon. And they're like, we got this in the bag. There is less than 2 miles to go on the half marathon. They are firmly in the lead of this half marathon, and they are doing very well. They're probably planning on what they're going to do with their wins and their ribbons. And all right, here we go. Here we go. Jess McClain, who was at the front of the pack, was on the brink of her first national title at the event in Atlanta, Georgia. She, along with contenders Emma Grace Hurley and Edna Kurgit, had to double back after realizing there was a mistake. They were following around one of the vehicles, you know, like these track vehicles, that kind of the pace vehicle,
like with cameras, or
well, they follow them. The vehicles have cameras usually and other stuff, and they're following the runners. And the pace vehicle made a wrong turn. And they followed the pace vehicle.
Come on.
And they thought, like, well, I mean, obviously these people aren't going to screw up. They're the officials. This is their course. They know exactly where they're going.
Well, I think this kind of depends on did the pace vehicle make a mistake, or was the pace vehicle leaving the course because they were getting to a section that they didn't need to be there for anymore?
Well, McLean ultimately finished with a run time of 9th place, 1 hour, 11 minutes, 27 seconds. Hurley and the other woman were seconds behind in 12th and 13th place. They would have got first, second, and third. They got 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Oh.
Molly Byrne was more than a minute behind.
All of them added 10 to their place number.
Yeah. Molly Bourne, who was more than a minute behind them before this mistake, ended up winning. She won the entire thing. Now, here's what happened. USA Track and Field acknowledges the course wasn't properly marked at the point where the top women were misdirected, but said its rules offered no way to change the order of the finish, so the results stand. Atlanta Track Club CEO and race director Richard Kana accepted full responsibility. We're going to need a seppuku from this guy. Seppuku, whatever it is. He promised a review of why the vehicle left the route. He said athletes should never have to make a split-second decision between following a pace vehicle or trusting the official course. The leader not only lost the title and $20,000 winner prize, but also an automatic berth to the 2026 World Road Running Championships in Copenhagen. So the car went off course. They trusted that the car was staying on the right course, and they followed it running along. And then all of a sudden they realized, wait, this doesn't seem right. Is this the car?
The purpose of the damn car.
Yeah, and then they've doubled back, and by the time they double back, they got 10 places lower than they would have.
And I think they figured it out when the car pulled into a McDonald's. It's just...
They said, let's go get one of those big arches. Is that what it is? Yeah,
the big arch.
Big arches right now to make things a little bit better for us. Pretty crazy. A disaster at the U.S. Half Marathon Championships. As you can imagine, I was very tuned in.
Yeah.
Just focused on what was
happening. I had no
happening.
idea. Is that why I didn't hear from you for a handful of hours over the weekend?
Well, one reason was that. The other reason was I decided to sans Austin without Austin in the studio, which, just so you guys know, studio complete disaster collapse over the weekend. Austin comes in to put this simple new LED light in the control tower in my studio. And he's like, the other one burned out. This one's like more sophisticated. It's got that ceiling, the WLED technology or whatever. And
I'm going to play with it.
And he goes, I'll put that in for you. And he puts it in, and it looks so cool. And he's like, here's all the things you can do with it. He's showing me. And all of a sudden I go, what are those noises on the speakers in my studio? It's like, punk, 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 punk. Like, what the hell is that? Austin goes, I don't know. He's looking around. And I look, and one of the main digital mixers in the studio is rebooting over and over and over and over again. And I was like, is this related to the LED lights? He's like, no, I swear to God, it's not related. I said, what's going on here? And this piece of equipment that is at the core of my studio, the power supply completely died. Nothing worked in the studio. Not a single microphone. Nothing worked. I couldn't do a video. I couldn't do a stream. I couldn't do anything. The whole studio was ground to a halt. Austin saving me from probably not being able to do the show today, tomorrow, or maybe the next day, and being out $1,000 for the one part that was broken, came over and swapped out some power boards and put it all together like an electrician and fixed it. So everything's back up and running. I decided to stay on this momentum. I thought the studio was screwed and I was in big trouble. I said, I'm going to continue on this path.
You would have been in here today.
I would have been, yeah. I would have just took the day off. I've been like, I'm not coming in there. I'm not doing it. I got an equipment problem. I'll see you in 3 days. But he fixed it, and then I pushed my luck by installing a new studio screen with some custom software that I built. So I've got chat and teleprompters, all sorts of stuff up on this new big screen in the studio, and I hung it myself. And I've never hung a television before.
Wait, what?
I never hung one before. No, I've paid somebody to do it. No, I paid somebody to do every single one that I have. I don't know how to do it. And I thought I screwed everything up.
Did you find studs?
I don't think so.
Oh, buddy.
It's a very ugly men. hung it up.
No, it looks right. It's installed the beautiful way. I can pull on it and it doesn't fall down or anything. It's solidly up there. You see chat going on it right now. You know, it's like it's a great feature. I like to be able to see everybody saying, like, hello, crazy drunk cat lady, Mick, Tanya. Hi guys, you're on the stream right now. If I could see your chat messages coming in real time. But if Josh is underneath it or Sealand's underneath it or somebody's over on the couch, yeah, I don't know if it's up there good enough. I did the best that I could with the abilities that I have, which in this world is not good. I have not a lot of skills. I'm not the Mr. Fix-It I would like to be. Tell us what you think. Send us a dispatch over on the newsjunkie.com. I need help next time. I shouldn't do this myself. We were watching the Apple thing. The Apple announcement is kind of just there's cheap versions of everything coming out from Apple. That's what they're doing.
I think they're doing it over a couple days. So I think we've gotten today's announcements.
Okay.
As far as the 17E, which is the next level up, and actually a decent upgrade from 16E. It's the same price as the 16E, but it's
how much is that?
$600.
So the cheapest one is still $600. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the 17E is the same price, but it has an upgraded processor, double the storage, and it has MagSafe now, and a more durable display. So
it's like a cheaper option for people, which they expect to sell very, very well. Like I said, they even sent out an apology to all the Apple workers because they think they're going to get flooded with people who are trying to get these cheaper versions.
I wonder if they're doing the same for this cheap MacBook. That hasn't been announced. They're just expecting the cheap MacBook. And the cheap MacBook, I think they're doing because they want to get more, like, the speculation is they want to get more penetration into, like, education systems that are using, like, a S-ton of Chromebooks.
Right.
Because Chromebooks are cheap.
Right.
So they're looking after that. Also, because they have so many laptops and so many other laptops are expensive, they've seen that a lot of people just buy the old ones refurbished or just new but old. So like a lot of people are buying the MacBook Air M1 and they're like, we want to get more people buying new stuff from the store.
Tech is crazy cheap, man. It's so
except for RAM right now.
But for other stuff, I got that television. Because I went to the store because I bought the wrong one. Like everything else, I failed and failed and failed. I bought a monitor for the studio and I put it in here. And Courtney's line changed the course of the history of the studio. I bought it and I said, I'm going to put it right here. And Courtney goes, that looks like Michael Scott's little flat screen TV. She said, I think it's too small.
Jim, get over here.
It looks like like when Michael Scott pulls his flat screen TV off the wall and he's like, I love this thing. I love it.
I finally splurged.
I got the flat screen TV. She said that my screen looked like that. And I go, oh, great. I can't have that. And so I went over to Target. I almost never go over there. Went over to Target. TV, 40-inch TV, $120. What a time to be alive. It's so crazy. I wanted to mention this TV thing earlier. I said there's a huge change coming to TV. I know that I teased that and I haven't gotten to it. I've got that next. I got jury duty next. I got what's happening in the prediction markets that's wild related to the Iranian situation, the attacks there, and all of that. We got a lot to get to in the final hour of the show, and that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Robots don't overshare. We do. Perhaps a little too often. Real Radio 104.1.
Hello. Courtney said, you hung the TV? I forgot she helped me. And by help me, I mean she did most of it. I'm going to say I did it all by myself.
You could save on home insurance with Allstate.
Technically, she did.
Get quality protection. Yeah, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting
Chat.
for? Check Allstate first before it's work today.
An email coming in hot off the presses. Can you have that camera aimed at the TV on the wall and record all the time in the rare chance it falls down in the middle of the night? Rare chance. Look, guys. Look. See, it's not even falling. Look how sturdy it is. I'm putting all of my pressure on it. Look. It's barely moving. Barely moving. Email coming in, chat. This is from Brenda. Brenda emails tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Brenda here. I have to say, Sun State John is quite generous. But is he single? Asking for a friend, says Brenda. Have a great weekend. Thanks for all y'all do on the show. My 3 best friends. And thanks, Sean, for your hard work keeping up the stream the last 2 days with no issues. We appreciate you, says Brenda. Sun State John single? TNJ listeners, a bunch of gold diggers? How dare you? Two minutes and we're back live on the show. Can I tell you, I was so distracted that whole segment. That whole segment, I was so disjointed and distracted. You know why? I need my pen. I require my pen. These are great, by the way. It's an S-Gel Golden Sharpie pen. They're not super expensive, but they got nice weight to them, and they're nice pens. I really, really love them. And I keep it in my hand. It's part of my balance. Keeps me focused on the show and locked in. And I sat down. I could not find my pen when I started that segment. It was way over here. Can't have that kind of nonsense. Fun in the Sun State John. Get it, guy? True. Those are good pens? Yeah. When I'm over here, can you see the screen? Can you see the studio screen? Like if I'm over here looking at this, can you see it or no? Yes or no, chat? Can see it but not read it? Okay. Barely? Should I try to turn it? It's so nice. I don't have to have my phone. I don't have to look at chat on my phone. Love it. Barely? Yes? No, not the text? Surprised she's not also asking about Big Doug Millionaire? Well, is Big Doug Millionaire on the Secret Show's gifting leaderboard? Is he really a millionaire? 1 minute. We're coming back right now. We got jury duty on the way. We have a lot to get to before we wrap up the show today. And there's a big story in the final hour that I'm really excited about talking about. Right now, let's do jury duty. Here we go.
By EPI.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu. Medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey guys, it's Ryan. I want to tell you about my new pastime, Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has been around for over a decade, delivering the most fun you can have online. Play social casino-style games for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 21 plus.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
Learn more about the show. Go over to the website. It's thenewsjunkie.com. Thenewsjunkie.com. Jury duty is coming up in just a moment on the show. In jury duty in a moment. I did not think we'd have an update on this. You know how sometimes we have stories on the show and I'm like, oh, that was a fun story. And I think, well, we'll probably never hear more about that. Remember the protester lady in the penis costume?
I will never forget her.
Who was fighting with the police officer? I don't know if you were here for that, Sealand.
I think I was. God.
Were you?
Yeah.
The protester lady in the penis costume who was fighting with the cop, she's back in the news. There's an update on that story. So we'll get to that here in just a moment. Before that, a big change in the TV world. It was kind of a whiplash moment, but Paramount is going to be merging with Warner Brothers. After it looked like Netflix was going to be doing this. But no, Paramount was like the sneak attack, and they're going to be merging with Warner Brothers. Here's what's going to happen as a result of that. HBO Max and Paramount Plus will be combined into one service. Now, HBO Max is the most snip, snap story of streaming I have ever heard in my life. It was HBO Max, HBO Go, HBO Now. Mm-hmm. Then they changed to Max, and then I think I might be getting this right. They changed back to HBO Max.
Because they're back to HBO Max now from the Max change. The initial confusion was that they had different names of the app for different like situations you were in. So there was HBO Go, which was you could just sign up for it no matter what you had. And then there was HBO Now, and I might be crisscrossing the two names. HBO Now, where you could get it if you already subscribed to HBO as part, I don't know why there's balloons, as part of your cable subscription. Like, you know how you have certain on-demand stuff that when you subscribe to this, things you get them streaming as an add-on, and they had all these different names that they had kind of let go wild, and nobody knew which one was which.
It's
and
confusing.
Then they consolidated it into HBO Max, which people thought was another new name, but it was really just a combination of HBO and Cinemax.
And they got rid of all the branding that HBO had inherently in it.
Then they dropped the HBO and just stuck with Max. That was the stupidest thing they did. And then they realized that, and then they changed it back. And they got really close to the number of name changes for Coral Sky Amphitheater in West Palm.
Good job, everybody. Well done. Dan on YouTube says, this is crap. These companies are getting way too big. True.
I mean, at what point are we going to not have any other choice if we don't sign up for the Disney, Hulu, Paramount, Warner Brothers, Max bundle versus having all these separate? You know that they're going to charge so much more now.
Who does this make things better for?
I don't know. I have both subscriptions.
Whoever's in the C-suite at Paramount, whatever we're calling it now.
I don't think we benefit from this really in any way. I don't, unless Sabrina can consolidate the two subscriptions because it's going to be one company now or something. We're not going to get anything good out of this.
But watch, then they're going to take away your ad-free, subscription. Hulu's trying to do that with the Disney bundle. I got grandfathered into the price that I'm at with no ads. And they're like, no, do the Disney bundle and we'll put a bunch of ads for everything for more money.
Well, they said HBO Max and Paramount Plus will be combined into one service. What's the name going to be? I don't know. Hold on to your
Paramax.
Butts. We'll see. We'll see what happens. They're going to do 15 films per studio with 45-day theatrical windows for each film. The merged company will have approximately $79 billion in debt. Congratulations.
Billion?
It's like a broke Voltron. All our powers combined, we're going to merge and have $79 billion in debt.
They're like, now that we have combined, now we have some bills to pay.
It's like the poorest Voltron ever. Like combining, and there's old parts like a Datsun. The merged company will have $79 billion in debt. They'll do $6 billion in cost cutting, including consolidating on tech infrastructure, real estate, corporate overheads, and more. That means they're going to fire a lot of people. That means there's going to be more firings. That's what that means. No plans to sell off or spin off any of their cable assets. They have flexibility to put sports like UFC on any cable network. They'll continue to license movies and TV shows to other studios and platforms. And AI will be a tool for artists, but never a replacement for storytellers. That's what they said. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
I think that's hilarious that they're like, listen, there's a silver lining here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not going to replace storytellers. So we are
until you
we are edging towards monopoly.
It's a tool,
but
but it's a tool, is what it is. I look at all of this and go, this is not going to make anything better. It's not going to. It's a mess whenever they do this. I hate that they do this stuff, and the AI thing feels so inevitable. As much as Hollywood wants to avoid it, we watched a movie last night. Let me see. I'll bring this up so I remember what it was. Courtney, who, by the way, she got heated because she was the one who helped me install this TV in the studio. She did most of the work.
Oh, my gosh.
I've had no idea what the hell I was doing. I was
Great
clueless.
job, Courtney.
She goes, I have a couple movie options for tonight. And she said one of them was this movie that I hadn't really heard much about, but it's called Mercy. And Mercy.
We watched it or
Did you?
Put it on the list.
That was the one with
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Pratt is the lead in this Mercy movie.
We watched it. Yes.
Courtney and I were talking, first of all, how hilarious is it that John Krasinski and Chris Pratt turned into like the two big movie stars in the action world in 2026? How funny is that Jim from The Office and Andy Dwyer from Parks and Rec turned into like the ripped action star guys.
I mean, I'd say Chris Pratt much more so than John Krasinski. John Krasinski was doing the Clancy one?
The goofy, but he always played like the goofy husband until that Amazon Prime show.
I'd never watched an episode of it. I don't know if you guys have.
I just remember it being on the boxes of stuff I ordered.
Yeah. What's it even called? What the hell is that?
It's Bourne. Isn't it a Bourne thing?
No.
Okay, sorry.
John Krasinski. I'll look it up here.
Jack Ryan. He played Jack Ryan.
Yeah, I haven't seen a single episode of it.
I was right on Tom Clancy, though, so points.
Yeah. All right. I'll keep them in the fake point scoring world that we have over here. But we're watching this, and it was interesting because, in a way, the movie Mercy with Chris Pratt in it that we watched last night was very similar to one of the most hated movies of my lifetime, which is that War of the Worlds they just released with Ice Cube. Okay?
Yes.
And in it, Ice Cube is just in one room for almost the whole movie. And all these things are happening around Ice Cube. And it's a big Amazon commercial, and it was so bad it was good in a way, the War of the Worlds.
It's really hard to do a movie where it's just feels like one big long scene and you're just in one place. Like, I'm trying to figure out what I have to compare it to. Obviously, the War of the Worlds thing was not done well enough that people liked it, but this one I thought was done a lot better. There's another movie where I think Rachel McAdams is there's somebody on a payphone. I think it's called Payphone, where somebody picks up a payphone randomly. I don't think it's Rachel McAdams. Picks up a payphone randomly and is like, "You have to stay on the line or else I'm going to shoot people." And then they shoot somebody right next. But the whole thing happens at this phone booth. And I'm like, you run the risk of this going so terribly, of people getting bored of being in the same place for an hour and a half.
Yeah, and this was kind of the same, but much better. But I thought it was much more entertaining, Mercy with Chris Pratt. However, I don't know if I could figure this out because it would be so hard to search for reasons that will become obvious in 20 seconds. The movie is about like an AI takes over the justice system. And the AI and the AI judge are the ultimate level in fairness. And Chris Pratt is the top cop that's pushing for this AI judge that will determine guilt and innocence. And then the AI judge says, we have a murder, and the person who is guilty of murder is Chris Pratt. And now he has to try to defend himself to this AI judge. And watching this movie, there was so many scenes where I was sure it was AI. Like, I'm pretty sure the car crashes and some of the chases that they were showing were done by actual artificial intelligence. But if I try to search Mercy movie AI, well, the plot of the movie is about AI, so I can't really cut through it.
And when they use AI in movies now, are they Are they revealing that information? Is there a way to see it in the credits, for example? Because CGI certainly still used, but where does AI come into the CGI
Do you think they
world?
should put it in the credits?
I would be.
I think there's people in the industry that would demand that. You know?
I think they should. I think they should have to reveal, just like were animals harmed in this production, they should have to reveal that there was AI used in the creation of the product. I think they should.
I don't even know if they have to reveal that animals were harmed. I just think that the ASPCA won't add their seal of approval.
Right.
Because there have been movies where like a goldfish died, and they're like, we won't put the seal of approval on it. I also think you could pay them off. I'm not totally sure about that.
The goldfish people, good luck.
The movie I was thinking about is called Phone Booth with Colin Farrell, but I was also kind of confusing it with Red Eye with Rachel McAdams. Red Eye obviously takes place on a plane. So a lot of that is all in the same place for most of that movie until the end, which is kind of the same for this Mercy thing. Some of them have done better than others. War of the Worlds was not one of those.
Yeah, I think 100% movies should have to put clearly if there was AI used on these scenes. Here are the scenes that AI was used on and that AI was used. Because I think there was a decent portion of this that was software creating the scenes. I might be wrong. Somebody who knows more about it, let me know. But there was a lot of the scenes where I saw movement that looked a little funky, and I saw some of the car chases and stuff possibly were AI. If you saw that, let me know if you picked up on the same thing. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's do quickly here some jury duty so I can at least pay off the story I just talked about. Here we go.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. After an accident, you have lots of opportunities. And I encourage you to go to the attorney who's going to help you out. And you know Mo from the show. So reach out to him, 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or justcallmo.com. Sorry for the folks who were trying to go to the Mo Mini Masters this weekend.
Weather was crazy.
Rained out. Yeah, the weather. I think the brutal thing is it didn't even end up raining. I think it looked really bad and they had to cancel it. They rescheduled it. All right. So if you were going to go, the Mo Mini Masters has been rescheduled. But I don't even know if it actually ended up raining. It looked like it was going to be really bad.
That's the most annoying thing, too.
That sucks. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break here because we're up against it. I apologize. I have so many things to get into before the end of the show. I will get into the lady in the protest penis costume. I'll explain it to you if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but there's a new twist in that story. I also want to talk about people betting on the Iranian war and people dying and what is supposed to happen with that. And insider trading when bets spark up right before bombs drop by the U.S. military and the Israeli military. I think there's so much insider trading going on in these prediction markets. We'll talk about that too. There's a lot on the way, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Daylight savings time starts this weekend, so you'll have to blame something other than seasonal affective disorder for your shitty mood. Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The roadways aren't too bad right now if you're just starting off your commute or going to grab a bite to eat. On the major roadways, you won't be expecting too much. On I-4, on Florida's Turnpike, just typical delays piling up. That accident on the Greenway southbound at John Young Parkway, Main Toll Plaza, that's been cleared. Traffic's getting by pretty well now. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Orlando.
Tax refund season is here. Save up to $850 at Mattress Warehouse. Plus, get a free adjustable base with select purchases. And every mattress at Mattress Warehouse is backed by their lifetime price guarantee. Make your refund go farther. Only at Mattress Warehouse.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. I'm here to talk to you about something that a lot of guys don't like talking about, and that...
Go, Mike. Welcome behind the scenes. Stand by. Stand by. Okay. How are you doing, everybody? Stream going well so far? There you go. Look at that banana. Crazy, huh? We're back live in just a minute. I hope the stream's going well. I hope technically we're as perfect as I can make it for you. YouTube and Twitch, I hope you're doing good. Make sure you subscribe if you don't mind over on YouTube. Trying to get to 2 goals. First, 30,000 subs on YouTube, which I hope to get to in the next couple of weeks. And then 33,000 to push forward to be 1/3 of the way to the 100,000, which is the actual real big time goal. That's my big time goal, 100,000 on YouTube. No skips, thank God. Look at those top 10. Cat Butthole pulling up into 2nd place with that latest gifted sub for Secret Shows. Also, I didn't say anything about it yet because I don't want to blow things up or crater anything. But as of right now, as of today, if you're a Secret Show subscriber and you watch the live stream over on the website, you can watch commercial free. All right? Completely commercial free, ad free experience. Right on the website. I'm doing it right now. Ad free experience on the website. Streaming live, no commercials if you're a Secret Show subscriber. You have to be logged into your account though, okay? 2 minutes. Gonna send you some salad dressing since your belly's looking a little well, ... What? I'm in the process of losing some weight, okay? It's been a slow process, but I've lost about 5 pounds so far. And I have about 30 to go to get to fighting weight. But can we chat there? I like YouTube chat. There's no chat there, and I'm not building out a chat there. But if you want to watch an ad-free experience, you can stream over on the website if you're a Secret Show subscriber. It's a great quality stream with no ads at all. Kevin says it won't. It's a money grab. He's on delay talking about this Warner's deal. I can't agree more that these companies are getting too big. You don't benefit a lot of people by having these big companies. Smaller, focused companies are a better version of capitalism. It's better for everybody. Gobbling up in a quest to become a giant monopoly reduces competition, reduces quality of product, increases cost of product. Overall, it's just bad for the entire marketplace. I think. We're coming back. Is there a skull mic on the website? Yes. Yes, there is. I'll come back.
Needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday. Let's do this Monday. ZzzQuil Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
My God, there's always something happening around here. Stop listening to the same three songs over and over and over. Hang out with the three best friends you never had going through the most viral stories of the day. Learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. Okay, a lot of things to get into here on the show as we roll on into the power hour, the final hour of the show. And some people were pointing out that I haven't done Rate My Blank.
Oh.
But we probably could still work that in. I don't know. I might kick it to next week. I had a couple ideas and nothing really landed perfectly this week. But
why don't you guys show us how you hung a TV?
Send your television
so lame.
Installation photos.
I didn't like saying it out loud.
I mean, but we're on to something here.
Rate my TV install.
That would be
fun. Let's see your toes. Let's.
Okay, I'm in.
We'll go full feet over on the dispatches side of things. Rate my feet.
Be rich after we put them on the site.
This is a really bad idea, probably, but let's see what you got for us. Rate my feet over on thenewsjunkie.com. Send it to dispatch. We'll pick somebody.
This is what happens when we improvise.
And what's going to happen is me having to explain to our wonderful engineer, Frank, what the hell we're talking about.
What's going on over there? All right, here we go. I talked to you about this, so let me bring it full circle. There was this woman who was at a protest, and the police were there as well. And it was at one of those No Kings protests. Mm-hmm. And the woman was dressed up in a giant inflatable penis costume. And it was kind of funny, her interacting with the police officer.
It was great. She had great lines. And
she was right about a lot of things. Agree with her or disagree with her on the protest front. She was right about a lot of things.
That penis made a lot of sense.
Because she said, "Am I being detained?" And the officer said, "No, not right now." And then so she went to walk away. She physically walked away. And then he chased her down and said, "Why are you running away from me?" She said, "You told me I wasn't being detained." She's exactly right. That's how speech works in public. That's she's exactly right.
Exactly how not being detained works.
Yeah, but now she's got new charges. And I've got some details here from Channel 5, the local news outlet there that's been covering this lady in Alabama, Fairhope, Alabama. Let's see here. Let's get this up. Hang on.
She was there with a phallic costume on, holding an American flag and a sign that said, "No dictator."
It quickly became a legal matter for Renee Gamble.
All right, that's her. Renee Gamble.
Costume.
She says, "Am I being detained?" And he doesn't respond. So she turns to walk away.
And he grabs her
from behind, pulls her down onto the ground.
Gamble was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct and resisting an arrest.
All right, so what the cops should have done, this is a hilarious freeze frame. Hilarious freeze frame of her costume with the twig and berries. She
get a lot more berries.
She was, again, agree with her or disagree with her politically, doesn't matter. She was right. The cop was absolutely wrong in terms of their fundamental rights in this moment. The cop still arrested her. He arrested her for like a couple of different charges. And then they should have made the smart move by saying, "We made a mistake. This was an overstep of our power. This woman wasn't being detained, and she walked away from the police officer. It was absolutely her right to do so." And then the cop grabbed her by her costume and threw her down on the ground. So I think the cop was just fully in the wrong here in this in the whole interaction. And they should have said, we made a mistake, let's let it go. Not only that, they have new charges for this woman. And I was like, what could the new charges be? Here we go.
Turn over. On your belly. Now, months later, 2 additional charges filed, giving officers a false name and breaking a city ordinance related to disturbing the peace.
So not only did they not back off of the previous charges, they added on 2 new charges, including giving a false name, because I forgot what she said, but she gave a fake name.
She said her name was Antifa.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, I got to tie my Patriot shoes that I bought in America.
Yeah. And so they charge her for another crime for that.
What's your name?
Antifa is what she said.
Antifa, can you tell me where the zipper to this is? We spoke with Gamble's attorney, who says he's prepared to defend his client in court.
The whole point of the costume and the sign was, making the political point.
Who is this attorney?
The threat of a dictator. Even people that disagree with her politics say that she had a right to do what she did.
She did. He's just right. He's just absolutely, positively right. You don't have to, if a cop tells you they're not detaining you, sit there and entertain them. You do not have to talk to them.
Exactly.
You do not have
and
to
how
spend
we
a second
approached
longer.
it too was like, what am I supposed to explain to my child if they saw that? What does that have to do with the law that you're supposed to be enforcing?
Nothing. Yeah, she said, so you don't like the costume I'm in? I'm paraphrasing here. And then Sabrina's right. The officer said, explain to me what you would tell to a little kid if they drove by here. And it was like, your morality police stuff has no bearing on the law. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have any bearing on anything. You can't say, well, I find this offensive. How am I supposed to explain this to my family? The question only is it legal or not legal? That's it. And it's not legal to wear an offensive costume to some people in public or at a protest like this. It's not a thing that you're not allowed to do.
It's weird because they charged her with disturbing the peace, but it's like there were tons of people protesting there. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't they all have been disturbing the peace if one of them was guilty of disturbing the peace? Like, weren't they all? Now you can only say that she was because there was a penis costume, and now you're dipping into First Amendment territory here.
Yeah.
But the hilarious paragraph in this story from WKRG over there says, another document explained that Gamble violated a municipal ordinance unlawfully disturbing the peace of others, quote, by dressing as a giant erect penis at or about a major traffic intersection where the safety of pedestrians and or traffic was at substantial risk, end quote.
It's only erect because she was standing up and walking.
It's so dumb. It's so obvious to anybody who knows anything about the law that this woman didn't do anything illegal and that they're absolutely harassing him because they disagree with her. You should be strong enough. Just like a lot of people very accurately go after these far left-wing people, the nut jobs on the far left, and say they cannot deal with anybody who disagrees with them. They have no interest in ideological diversity at all. And were they to have their way, they'd probably throw everybody in camps that they disagreed with. Some of these far, far left extremists absolutely believe that. They believe that their radical view is the only one and everybody else should basically be locked up. They're crazy, right? But how is this not the opposite of that? How is this not? You're doing the exact same thing. Like, you're just saying, hey, I don't want this lady out here in this costume. Hey, I don't want these people out here protesting this. You have to be strong enough to let people disagree with you. Otherwise, your points are garbage. Otherwise, your fundamental flaw is that your worldview can't even hold up to discussion, and you have to enforce it this way.
I mean,
that's the real thing here.
I don't even find the costume to be that, not even close to obscene. It's just like a blow-up costume. It's not
a good one, though. That's good quality.
It's good quality.
It was before she was knocked on the ground.
I don't know that I'd call it, like, super accurate.
All right. Pull it out. Let's see.
But, not now, please.
But, like, it can't also... the sign should have nothing to do with it, because I'm sure that could not have been the worst sign at the protest.
Yeah.
Some of the signs of these protests are pretty profane.
Yeah, of course. And that's how it should be. Arnott says, do people really want a costume like this to be worn in public? Yes, I do. I want people to be able to do and wear things that may offend you and your morals. I want people to be able to say things that offend you. I want people to be able to hurt your feelings. with the things that they want to say, because that is what freedom of speech is about. Freedom of speech is not about only just the things that you agree with. America has lost sight of that. Our political parties have lost sight of that. It is a true major issue that we're facing as a country. But yes, I absolutely want things like this to make people feel uncomfortable sometimes. The never-ending quest to make everybody comfortable is what led us to this area, right? The never-ending quest to be like, never face an opinion different than yours. Never face anything that bothers you like this. Oh my God, it's a sexualized. Who cares? Who cares? It's really not. It's not nearly as big of a deal as it should be.
I wouldn't even call it sexualized.
It doesn't have to be.
It's genitalia, but it's not. It's not sexual.
But a genitalia costume in public at a protest is of so little consequence when compared to the massive consequence of losing any of our rights, of having an inability to speak with one another, having an allergy to opinions that differ from yours. Those are so much bigger problems than, oh my God, it's, the phallic costume. Like it's ridiculous. And I think most people know it. I think most people who see this and normal people go, do I want that around my kids? No, but who cares? It's a protest. Let them do what they're doing. The cops abusing the law is far worse. That's me. Let me know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. But new charges for her. New charges for giving a fake name, a false name. And she obviously gave the name as a joke. But giving a false name and what was the other thing?
Disturbing the peace.
Disturbing the peace was the second one that they did.
Disturbing the peace of others by violent, offensive, or boisterous conduct or language, or by conduct or language calculated to provoke a breach of peace.
She should win 100%. If she doesn't win, it's a miscarriage of justice, and I hope another group gets involved. And she probably has grounds to sue, certainly at this point in time. This is the kind of stuff that most people just think is stupid. And you're right. Most people are right about it. Quick break. When we come back, we'll get into the prediction market chaos. Are people cheating and betting fortunes and winning fortunes on war and on people dying? Also, a woman caught by her son with his 16-year-old friend. Oh, yeah, she's the mayor. Just to toss that in there. What went down? Wait till you hear the details on this story. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
There's a crash getting cleared up on Forest City Road, northbound before Severin Boulevard. The left lane's blocked on the major roadways. If that's a part of your commute, you won't be running into too much trouble just yet. Traffic is mostly up to speed on the major roadways, except I-4. Your typical pockets of congestion starting to slow you down. See traffic troubles, call the traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by ChumbaCasino.com.
Check out Chumba Casino's brand new social slot game called Ryan Seacrest 10K Ways. 10,000 ways to play, 10,000 ways to win with twists on every spin. Only on Chumba Casino.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Folks, let me tell you about something from the bottom of my heart here. When I tell you about a company, I only tell you about companies that I stand behind. I only tell you about a company where if you approach me on the street and you're like, hey, Sean, what the hell? What was up with that? These people ripped me off. I would never tell you about a company that I had any fear of that happening. I make it a point to do that. I'll throw the money away rather than represent a company that I don't think is honest. And that is why I love companies like Mills Air. They're out there helping people with their air conditioner problems like you. They're out there helping people who are stuck in the heat because the AC is not working. They're helping people lower their power bills by making their AC more efficient. And they're building customers for life because they want to be honest with you and give you a fair price. If that's what you're looking for, when anything's wrong with your AC, forget about every other name you've heard and call Mills Air. 800, the number for Mills Air, 407-277-1159. That's the number. 407-277-1159. They are fair, they are honest, they are family-owned and operated, they are locally owned and operated. They're ready to help you with your AC. MillsAir.com.
Hey, Orlando. Joe Ross
Rossi here for Greenway Kia. This may be a short month, but it could be a big one for your trade. Trade values can vary by thousands depending upon where you go. But at Greenway Kia, over 40 Greenway dealerships compete to buy your trade. And that competition could mean up to $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value. Shop one of the area's largest Kia inventories at greenwaykias.com. We make the deals other dealers won't. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
Negative equity refinanced expires 3/5/26.
Going to nursing school can change your life, but that doesn't mean it's easy. You have commitments, family, a job. At Galen College of Nursing, we understand that, which is why we provide one-to-one tutoring support and assigned academic advisors who will work with.
Look at that pimp. Couple of minutes and we're back. Easy as that. You're modless over on Twitch? There's no mod? Not a mod in sight on Twitch? Jesus. Cat mod is here somewhere? Well, maybe. Not according to that chatter. We don't need mods? Great, I'm going to redeem 25 commands. I'll tell you what I love about the studio screen. I vibe coded this whole thing. See the cameras here. It's now also a teleprompter for me for the studio. Teleprompter with speed controls. It's awesome. If there's a breaking news story, I can pop up in the software I created, picture in picture. And I can watch the coverage, picture in picture up there. What a time to be alive. Anything I want, I can put it on that screen. Your mom? On the screen. When we go off the air, I hit a button, your mom is on, there's pictures of your mother on the screen. Salacious photographs of your mother are on, when 3 o'clock hits. 30, 40 of them, probably. We're coming back. Don't hold that against me. Okay? Unfettered for you. She's dead, thanks. LOL. You don't have to tell me. It's my screen. I see the photos myself. You don't have to tell me she's dead. I see the screen. I know she's alive. And she ain't alive in those photos. Stand by.
That's Mike. He took ZzzQuil Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZzzQuil Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday. Let's do this Monday. ZzzQuil Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Your entire sports feed all in one place with iHeartRadio from the pursuit of gold.
Jeff Hughes wins it! The golden goal for the United States!
To the bracket busting in March.
I thought it was spectacular.
From the first pitch in spring training.
Ohtani tees off!
To the dreams of the NFL Draft.
With the first pick.
You're one tap away. Open the iHeart app and stream your local station. Catch the latest on Fox Sports Radio or dive into the world's biggest sports podcasts. Search sports on iHeartRadio and lock in. Radio.
Home of the world famous game of magnets. This is the news.
Story time with the three best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. And if anybody has gifted Secret Show subscriptions or subscribed to Secret Shows and claimed any of the gifts that come along with it, whether it be the exclusive pins and magnets and all that stuff, I am sending out the rest of those. I had to catch up with a lot of them this weekend. There was a lot to catch up on, but the rest of those are going out today and tomorrow. So if you're owed anything for those gifted subs, or subscribing, because when you subscribe to Secret Shows, you get to claim a gift there at the end. Yours will be on the way very, very soon. So go check that out at thenewsjunkie.com. I saw this going mega viral over the weekend. I'm worried that this is going to sound like garbage because this is like somebody filming their television, and it's a fight between these two reporters in KFDX and Texoma that's gone pretty viral. Let's see. I'm risking it hitting play here. I don't know how bad this audio is. I can pump it up to a certain extent. But I guess there was like a passive-aggressive back and forth between some of the hosts on this show. And I think people thought they were serious, but I think they mess with each other like this. Let's see if we can hear it here.
We don't have any rain in our forecast, but something that is in the not-so-distant future that we can forecast is Midland weather radio.
You don't have any rain in the forecast?
In the next few days. But in the next 2 days, we have Midland Weather Radio Day.
I just said a second ago we have rain in the forecast.
Well, not until this weekend, right?
He said, I just said a second ago we have rain in the forecast. So they're ribbing each other, giving each other a bunch of crap here.
Well, the day of the event, I have rain.
Well, I'm talking like 3 or 4 days.
It's coming. Actually, the rain chance is coming before the event.
Stop trying to correct people and just do your job.
I just don't know why you don't listen to me. Anyways, take a look at your side.
Boring.
Because you're boring. The greatest salvo ever. He goes, I don't know why you don't just listen to me. And she goes, because you're boring. I'll bring it back just a little bit, and then I'll tell you what's going on.
Well, not until this weekend, right?
Well, the day of the event, I have rain.
Well, I'm talking like 3 or 4 days.
It's coming. Actually, the rain chance is coming before the event.
Stop trying to correct people and just do your job.
I just don't know why you don't listen to me. Anyways, take a look at your side.
Boring.
That's weird. The closed captioning isn't typing out the fight.
I like how she dragged that out. Because you're boring.
I don't know if they're poking fun or even having fun anymore after that.
So I guess they've talked about this, the two anchors that were involved in this story, which is pretty funny, actually, to listen to. Everybody takes this stuff really seriously, and they were just having fun with this. So Texas anchors speak out after on-air exchange goes viral, and they took a picture with each other. It's Michael Bowling and Carney Porter is the Porter. Carney Porter is the woman who is talking with him on KFDX. Carney is quite the name. I haven't heard that before. KFDX 3 news anchor.
Isn't there a Carney and Wilson Phillips?
Oh, there is. Yeah, Carney Phillips. Yeah, you're right. Carney Porter and meteorologist Michael Bowling had a tense on-air exchange on this newscast that's gone viral. She told the guy to just do his job and that he was boring. It was posted on Facebook when they said that these guys hate each other. There must be like some bad blood between them. And they responded by saying they do this all the time. In a statement shared with People magazine, he said that he was honestly shocked by how much the exchange has blown up. Carney and I are known for giving each other a hard time, and our community loves us for it. We really didn't even give it a second thought after it happened. Then the next day, it was all over Facebook. We're super close, like siblings, and there's no negative feelings between us whatsoever.
And whose statement is this?
This is his.
Exactly.
His statement is that they're good.
Because somebody picked it up. That's why it's, I mean, if they've done this a bunch of times before and this is the one that hits, it's just because it got into the right eyes, the right ears. You know, the Post has it, TMZ has it, and not a one of them has a better copy of it.
No, it's all somebody filming their TV in low quality. But
watch the girl releases a statement, though, like, no, I mean, he's really boring. I don't know why we continue to do this. Completely different opinion.
I think she might have chimed in. Hold on. Let's see. It says, we're super close like siblings. There's no negative feelings between us at all. Bowling also addressed the incident in a Facebook post, echoing the statement, saying, Carney and I are super close, nearly siblings in a way. We literally trash talk to each other all day. And sometimes it comes out on air. Trust me, it's all love, she said.
Carney Porter said, I just read Michael Bowling's statement, and I felt like I was watching his boring-ass weather forecast again. And so I just stopped snoring, so I came to write this.
They said, with that being said, I would never intentionally be mean or hurtful to Michael or anybody in our newsroom on or off the air. We're all really close. I'm so lucky we have such great friends. For those who found the moment uncomfortable, I sincerely apologize. Don't apologize to these people. They were just having fun with each other. just ribbing each other. As long as everybody's enjoying themselves, that's good to go. All right, what else do we have here? Oh, I wanted to share this because I thought it was crazy. Las Vegas, they now have the team that used to be the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah.
And they're unveiling.
No, Oakland Raiders.
No, baseball.
Oh.
Oakland Athletics. The Las Vegas Athletic Stadium design has been released. When did they start making the little, the like prototypes of the stadium designs? So awesome.
That's realistic.
Wait till you see this. Hang on a second here.
There's actual lights in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm going to put this up on See It Now afterwards so everybody can see the visual. But they debuted what their new stadium, which is going to cost a boatload of money, they debuted what their new stadium is going to look like. And as they unveiled this, all right, there's like a huge prototype.
Cool.
And it's got lights flashing in the outfield. Wait for it, all right? Wait for it. Lights flashing in the outfield. There's one particular feature to this. It's amazing. It's a huge overhang that makes up the roof. They hit a button.
Oh, cool.
And the roof goes straight up in the air like an umbrella raising to the top.
Is that...
That's so you can see inside.
Okay.
This is not what the stadium's going to do.
I don't know. I don't know. Is it going to... Is that just for this, or does the stadium do that?
Why would the stadium do that?
Because it's awesome.
Let air in or something.
You'll never be able to fly around this thing.
Yes, you can if you time it out right when the roof is going up.
They hit a button, and the entire top of this stadium goes upwards, and it goes. These poles come out of the ground. Sealand thinks it's just for display. You might be right.
But who built this? Badass.
It's so cool. The model for this is unbelievable. I'm going to put it up on See It Now.
Who gets to keep this when they've built the stadium and everything's done?
I volunteer.
Yeah, I want it too. This alone must have cost a lot of money, right?
Yes.
So Las Vegas is getting all these sports teams and building out these venues for them. And one of the models that they've used is so friggin' impressive. I'm going to get this right now and take a screenshot of it so I can put it on See It Now for you guys because I think you're going to love it.
When I could only see the thumbnail, I was like, this thing looks like a spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
This thing looks like it. But what I was seeing, though, was the table surrounding the model, which kind of added to the spaceshipness of what we were looking at. But either way, impressive-looking stadium.
New Vegas Stadium mock-up. All right, I'm putting this up on See It Now so you could take a look at it right now or whenever you get a chance at your leisure. Go over to the website, thenewsjunkie.com. I really want to know if it goes up in the air like that because that would be great. That would be pretty amazing. You have this overhang which helps you when it's like sunny or if there's like too much rain or whatever. I guess you wouldn't protect yourself from the sun. But too much rain is coming in, you got a problem. But then, if you want to raise it up in the air inexplicably, you could also do that, I guess.
A fighter jet goes right through the now open holes.
The flyovers go through.
Fly through.
Can't do it anywhere else. Only there. Pretty impressive stuff.
You know what's crazy? This stadium already has its own Wikipedia page, but it doesn't have a name yet. So the Wikipedia page is New Las Vegas Stadium.
Oh, right. To the point.
I hope that they do this. I saw this over the weekend. I thought this was fake. The Cardinals baseball team, baseball fans are really just reaping in the good content here for you today. The Cardinals are in Arizona, I believe. And in an effort to try to make tickets to their games a little more affordable, the Cardinals are introducing a ticket package. Here's what you get. You get to go to the game, first of all. Starts at $29.
All right. That's not
Includes bottomless soda.
What?
Bottomless hot dogs. Bottomless chicken tenders.
For $30?
Unlimited bratwurst. Unlimited nachos. Unlimited fries. Unlimited popcorn, peanuts, chips, and ice cream. At the game.
That's a massive deal. Something's up. What's the catch?
They have an unlimited concessions option. I'll have to bring up a story on this. Unlimited.
And wait, you're saying that the $30 ticket falls under this unlimited concessions category?
That sounds the
ticket started.
Wait, yeah, the ticket started that. It says, all right, here's what it says. This is from KSDK.
Wait, are you sitting with your back to the game? What's the catch?
If you're ready to get your fill of baseball and concessions, the Arizona Cardinals have a deal for you. The Cardinals on Monday announced the Coca-Cola Unlimited deal, a new ticket option that offers bottomless soft drinks and ballpark eats for the 2026 season. Included in the price, fans get a seat in Big Mac Land. Jesus.
Tiny little bites.
Coca-Cola Unlimited in Big Mac Land bring you. So you get a wristband that allows you to go to the concession stand as many times as you want with no additional charges. Once you make your selection, you'll be able to pick up your items from the unlimited concession stand. You show the wristband, you grab your items, and you go. For more information to buy tickets, click here. Okay. It says, so some games are cheaper than others.
Okay.
So, like, some games start at just $29. Other games are going to be more expensive than that, but it's $29. Unlimited soda and concession at the ballpark for that game. I think that would bring in a lot of people.
I think so, too.
It's like, you guys are right, though. It sounds too good to be true.
Are you going to be stuck in line if everyone gets the unlimited concession? You're not even watching the game. You're just waiting for your fourth hot dog.
Well, I think it only happens in Big Mac Land.
No. Coca-Cola Unlimited is Big Mac Land. No tabs, no transactions, just baseball and bottomless bites. And then I'm clicking on the actual tickets. All right, let's pick a game here.
Fans may select from ice cold fountain Coca-Cola products, hot dogs, chicken tenders, bratwurst, nacho cheese and chips, French fries, popcorn, peanuts, kettle chips, ice cream cups. You can select up to 3 items per visit and return as often as you'd like.
That's crazy.
I wonder, can you go somewhere else with them? Like, you bring them to your seat?
I'm looking at another game. I just picked Red Sox versus Cardinals, C-Lane, and it's $65 a ticket. $60 plus $5.50 in fees, $65 out the door. And that gets you, that's for a good game. The tickets go as low as $20-something, but this one's $65. And you get free food, bottomless food, and sodas. That's a really good deal. That actually is a good deal. Yeah.
Arizona, here we come.
If you were going to go by yourself to a restaurant and have a couple of drinks and so, well, you're not getting alcohol with this, but if you're going to have some sodas and some foods, you might be $30-$40 deep. So it's not much more than that to see a baseball game and have unlimited food. Tell us if you would do it.
Are they betting that a person who has this can't really put down that many bratwursts and chicken tenders?
Challenge accepted.
Maybe. Yeah, give it a shot. Oh, they're saying St. Louis, not Arizona?
A lot of people. Whatever. It's still fun.
St. Louis Cardinals. Sorry. St. Louis Cardinals. It's the St. Louis Cardinals Stadium where this is going down, but unlimited concessions is a pretty cool offer. Maybe that would make you want to go even to a baseball game. Let us know. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Geez, I haven't gotten to a bunch of this stuff, but I'll try to get everything I teased in the final segment.
Got any toe picks?
Let me check. Yep.
Okay. Leave time for that, please.
Rate My Feet is coming in, and we'll. Oh God!
Oh my gosh!
Interesting.
This person has fans.
Everybody's going to be a loser. Rate My Feet is a.
That is
okay.
Whew.
What am I? Is this AI? What am I even looking at? What?
Those are finger toes.
Those are creepy.
You can see this in the submitted dispatches section of the newsjunkie.com. Lots of oohs in chat right now. Ew.
Hey.
Gross.
That's what Tarzan's feet look like.
It is gross. All right, when we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. All of that to wrap up the show. Coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show. It's like Thanksgiving awkwardness 5 days a week. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Monday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, we are going to be expecting a gorgeous day with warm temperatures planned for mostly sunny skies with a high of around 80 degrees today in Orlando. And we'll only continue to see temperatures warm up from here. We'll stay mostly dry throughout this week, even though we need the rain. We'll only be expecting maybe a 20% chance as we head towards Thursday. Otherwise, plan for highs to reach the mid-80s towards the end of the week. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson. Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's, it's got twang.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about Duke's Mayo. It says here it's got twang.
Rate the show, everybody. Rate the show.
bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CG.
8 out of 10 creepy toes, 10 out of 10 toes, 7 out of 10 lots of variety. That was what? Nope. Different one. All right. Oh, CBS News says Trump has a rash on his neck. He's got a rash on his neck. CBS News posting about this rash that Trump has. An Israeli rash, I'm sure. He's using a common cream on the right side of his neck, and that's causing a redness that's expected to last for a few weeks, the White House said. Keep rating the show. And give me your suggestions for chatter of the day. Shingles? You think shingles? Chatter of the day. They said he couldn't do it. They said he shouldn't do it. They said, watch out for this guy on the streets. He's always strapped and ready to attack. They said, homie, don't play that. At all. But he does play well with others on his platform of choice, Twitch. Our chatter of the day, hailing from somewhere, I assume, in the United States of America, named after a cat's anus, Cat Butthole on Twitch. Thank you for the gifted sub. You are our chatter of the day, Fred. Two minutes. Congrats, Gatto Anus. Yeah. Nice. "90 seconds-ish. Oh, gee shucks, he says. Congratulations. Folks, if you happen to watch on the website, on the ad-free player and you have some time, give me an email about your experience, okay? Tips@thenewsjunkie.com, TIPS, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. The stream for secret shows will work the same way. The new update is live on the website, and now there'll be an hour countdown before the 8 o'clock start of secret shows on Thursdays, and you'll be able to watch right on the website. You'll still be able to watch on Discord, but on the website too. Okay, we're coming back. God bless y'all. Stay gold.
It's this weekend, Friday through Sunday, exclusively at International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZzzQuil Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZzzQuil Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Chaos, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I have to test if you can close your phone. If anybody tests it, let me know.
Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Hi, I'm Angie. Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's true. You can make a difference by helping us spread the pro-life message to reach those who are struggling with an unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift today. Visit prolifeacrossamerica.org.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real radio. 104.1.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the new.
Didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thanks for hanging out with the show. And we'll be back tomorrow to do it all over again as per usual. Learn more about the show on the website, thenewsjunkie.com. I've been bad about working in some of the feedback. So let's see what we got here on the way out. Here is DJ talking about nudity in the locker room. DJ says, at stage plays, it's not unusual for men and women to share the same locker room with nudity rampant. Then again, so many men in theater are gay. So a gay actor told me, do you know doctors can now, okay, I don't need to include that part. It's like a joke. But the world behind the scenes on these stage shows, he's saying, is not only a locker room situation, but it's men and women together willing to get naked. That seems very strange, but I guess that's the case. I
think sometimes those, especially in Broadway, those theaters are so old and small that they weren't built for to be able to separate stuff like that.
Yeah, it's probably right. Yeah, they probably have limited facilities.
They also weren't built for me to sit in their seats.
Yeah, they get tight in there. Me too. Let's see. Anthony, this can't be true. Anthony emails tips@thenewsjunkie.com. He's talking about the fighter jets that were accidentally down by Kuwait and the people who ejected from them. Anthony says, ejecting from an aircraft can cause pilots to lose 1 to 2 inches of height, often temporarily, due to extreme spinal compression from the G-forces. While often a temporary, immediate, or partial loss, some regain the height over time, some reported losses can be permanent due to damaged vertebrae.
Oh,
is that possibly true? Fact check that, Sea-Lion. See if ejecting from an aircraft can cause you to lose 1 to 2 inches of height, because that is a crazy fact if true. And last one from now here. This is, there's a lot of people here. Big John wants to talk about the stadium roof. He says there are a handful of stadiums in the United States of America that have retractable roofs. Yeah, this isn't the one we're talking about. It's up on See It Now. It is not a retractable roof in the sense that you have a roof like a convertible and the roof retracts. This one was a crazy design of a roof. And then there were these poles on that the roof was on, and the poles went straight up into the air.
Like a hydraulic lift.
Yeah, like you could lift the roof 50 feet up or something and open up this area so the wind could come in a bit. I don't know if that's real, but there you go regardless.
I think we should do the math on if you were to lift that roof up for real, like based on the ratio of the size of the model to what the size of the stadium will be, how much would that roof have to lift into the air at full size to match what we saw in that video? Do you understand what I'm saying here?
Yeah, I don't even.
How heavy is that roof?
It would be crazy heavy. Just you can look at it yourself. Go look at it over on the newsjunkie.com.
The amount of hydraulics that you would need would be an insane amount of engineering for a stadium.
I think it probably would. All right, what do we got on the way out here? Prediction market bets on the leader of Iran, the supreme leader, being killed, spurred outrage from all sides. Users bet at least $255 million over the killing of Iran's leader and strikes of Iran on Kalshi and Poly Market. There were a bunch of spikes right before the war started, and you start to go like, hey, are we just going to be okay with the fact that people who now have a heads up on these things are going to take money and make millions of dollars off of their insider information? Why else would somebody right before the first bombs drop know that, hey, I'm going to put $1 million or $100,000 on this bet for war with Iran to break out? Like, you know that because you're in the know. And then you're utilizing that information to have a leg up on everybody else. It's kind of crazy.
Did Kalshi open up an investigation at least?
I don't know if they've responded to this at all. They said most of the wallets that were involved in this were funded in the last 24 hours before this took place. They specifically bet for February 28th to be the day that the war started. They bought yes in the hours before the strike.
Seems a little sus.
It does. It does. It really does. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
They're cheating, right?
Also, but much like Trump's response to Obama talking about the aliens, it's like, yeah, they're giving out classified information.
Right, yeah.
Somebody's giving something classified.
I know that they already track the pizzas, and they'll see, the pizzas by the Pentagon or Pentagon pizza trackers going off, and they know something's happening. Well, if they start tracking these markets and say, hey, right before one of these events happen, usually there's a spike, and that's how we know it's incoming, countries might know that the attacks are incoming from the insider information.
And place their bets to help with the fix-up, cleanup.
I don't like it. Today I Learned for a Monday, March 2nd, 2026. And Today I Learned, let's see. We're just going to have to flip to the last one. Thanks, folks. Thanks for a fun day. We appreciate you. As I always tell you, you can go over to the website. And if you're somebody who wants podcasting over live radio, how dare you? But okay, fine. Go get the podcast on thenewsjunkie.com. Today I Learned this song right here. War. What is it good for? You know it. The singer of War. What is
Edwin
it good
Starr.
for? Edwin Starr with 2 R's. That's right, Sealand. His backing band is called Black Murda.
Yeah.
Which, there you go. Born in Nashville, raised in Cleveland, Ohio. This is the big fat song that you know him from. And this one, really, really catchy. If those of you haven't heard it yet or just hearing it for the first time, enjoy on the way out. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Miss any of the show, get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com.